Welcome and good evening to you, my friends. Tonight on Fictionology number 23, we will be discussing anything and everything to do with demons, their lies, and how to exterminate them. Um, uh, sorry, I mean Frieren. We're going to be talking about Frieren tonight. But basically the same thing, okay? Now, I am this party's priest. My name is Crimson Law. This is my channel, and I am the main host here. But I am not alone in this effort to take on this show. We are joined by several others tonight, and first and foremost among them is a rather ancient hero of the homosexuals, whose legend has long since been forgotten, except in the very common phrase, hashtag no Roman.
You know, I don't understand what is going on, but anyway, if you have a wife, bring them to me. Or if you have a husband, bring him to me as well. That's all that I want to say. Um hashtag no crimson. Hashtag no crimson.
Autistic racist elf is best waifu. Yes, she is.
How's everybody doing tonight though? Seriously. I hope that y'all are cool.
Anyway, also joining us is a beloved hero who now rests for all eternity. Not because he's dead, he's still alive and kicking, but because we just can't seem to keep him from falling asleep. He is neither the hero we wanted nor needed, but he is a hero nonetheless.
Ori! What's up,
Yes,
everybody?
sir.
How are you doing?
Hey, guys.
What's up?
Very glad to be here. We'll be talking about some fantabulastic Frieren.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
finally, we have our very own representative of fan service. He is the meanest, probably the ugliest, and potentially the craziest of us. How are you doing, Muffler?
Whoa, the craziest.
Very, very nice. Having a good evening, boys. How's everybody doing? You know, be careful. You may get cut. All right.
Hashtag no muffler.
Do you understand what's
here.
being said by that joke?
Yes. I know what it means. Okay.
Then you understand that it doesn't work with anyone but you.
Also, you chose an avatar where you are shirtless, so you are literally the horniest, creepiest person here right now. I just
Okay, you're
Would
the
you
second.
rather?
Okay, all right, Muffler, you're the second, though.
I was about to say, are
Hey,
you really
don't
going to
judge
say
my
that
tits,
when you have
okay?
Ubel's tits
Don't judge
and
my
her massive
tits!
fucking ass hanging out the back there? I see what you are. I see what you are. Look at that shit.
I see what you're
Hey,
doing.
I'm proud of this. Okay, you know, and you
Look
should
at my
I'm
titties.
proud of this.
やるぞ三つ葉お前のエロ根性を叩き直してやる
Whoa.
All right.
Titties.
Shenanigans aside, welcome everyone to Fictionology 23. Tonight we're going to be talking about Frieren Beyond Journey's End, one of my favorite anime of all time. Currently, still the highest rated anime of all time on my anime list. And a somehow controversial series.
Yeah, I don't even understand. Well, we've talked about that, you and I, before on your Saturday night shows, but I still don't get it to this day. It just doesn't make sense to me.
So, we'll be talking about demons, racism, elves, who the hottest woman in this series is. There are a couple of hot women in this series.
More than a couple.
For real.
And
Hey, he took
all
a-
sorts of things about this one. And there were a couple of things that I posted in the Discord for you guys to, sort of do your homework on and everything. So we'll get to those topics later tonight. But first and foremost is always how we start these streams out. A little bit of banter, actually. We usually start by just talking shit to each other. So how you guys
fuck
been?
you.
Roman, how you been?
You know what? I will say so far, I don't want to jinx it for myself. I'm actually having a pretty good week, except for the fact that my own Discord's starting to revolt. So I got to figure that out. But I mean, other other than that, I mean, it's fine. Crimson made the no Roman sticker in front of me yesterday, so I mean that was fun. So yeah. Other than that though, everything's cool. I'm gonna be seeing Roland live and in person on Saturday. We're gonna be having a little party, so that'll be fun. And I'm gonna get my birthday gift. So yeah. No, I mean, other than that though, I hope that everyone else is doing good, and I'm glad to be back on another Fictionology.
It's always fun. Roland, how are you feeling?
Oh, dude, I broke my toe last night, so that's fun.
That's not what I would call fun.
But other than that,
Which
yeah,
one?
no, I'm doing my pinky toe on my left foot. My left side's just
Oh.
taking a beating right now between my arm and my foot, apparently. But no, yeah, I've been doing good, living life. Yeah, Roman and I are doing the after party for the fundraiser charity event that we put together last month. We decided that we wanted every single person that was part of the committee to be there, so we decided we'll just do the after party a month later. So yeah, we're going to be doing the after party on Saturday, so that'll be fun. But other than that, yeah, we got stream on Friday. I mean, I'm just working, I'm chilling. Other than my foot being in pain, I'm enjoying life. I'm loving it. Bleach is fucking awesome. I look forward to that every goddamn week. So yeah, Frieren was fantastic.
And Muffler, how you feeling, Captain Fan Service?
Ooh, I'm feeling a lot better the more I look at Ubel's picture right now. Let me tell you.
Muffler, change that username. Change that username.
That's not a username. What are you talking about? I don't understand.
Change your tagline. Change your.
Instant.
Hashtag the room.
Oh God. Yeah.
Cammy, give him a strike. Cammy.
Anyway, yeah, no, I'm doing all right, man. Like it's been a crazy week, lots of stuff going on. But man, let me tell you, great anime today. Been great watching season 1 of Frieren again, and stuff. So looking forward to getting into it and talking about this one, especially hearing some of the guys' opinion on some stuff. So yeah, man, should be fun.
All right. With that being said, we are going to roll on into talking about first impressions and everything. So I might as well go first because I'm pretty sure I'm the person with the most experience with this series because I was a fan of it since before the anime came out. Sorry, grab me a drink. So I've told this story a few times before, but I found this series as a manga first, and it was one of those things where I was just kind of like, I was going on a road trip, and I usually do some like reading when I'm on the road and everything, and I'm not driving. That's how I pass the time and all that. Mm-hmm. So I picked up a couple of random mangas that I thought I would probably be interested in. And Frieren was actually like the last one that I picked up because I was like, maybe not. And the other two that I picked up were The World's Finest Assassin is Reborn as an Aristocrat and Failure Frame. Let's just say, of the three of them, Frieren is the only one that I still keep up with.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, that was like a freaking Darth Vader or what? What?
This was a series that I opened it up, I read the first couple of chapters, and I instantly knew that I was going to love the rest of it. I thought it was going to be, I knew it was going to be fucking great. And then not too long after that, it got an official anime announcement. I think it was a couple of months later, it was officially announced to be getting an anime. I was just sitting there like, oh, wow, that was okay. And I expected it to get good reception because I thought Frieren was good, but I thought it was going to end up as like, maybe a low 8 or a high 7. It shot up to like a 9.35 on my anime list, which is insanely high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That made it
Yeah,
the first
that's
anime
pretty
to.
high.
I was about to say that made it the first anime in over a decade to surpass Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah.
Oh, interessante.
And to be honest, I actually do think it deserves a lot of praise. The position of it on the list of anime all time may be debatable, and maybe we can get into that later tonight. But I actually do think they executed very, very well on this. This was Madhouse's basically return to the spotlight after a lot of troubles that they went through. And they did really, really well with this series. And I've been very happy with the manga. I'm glad that they're actually continuing it and that there will be a season 3. I have absolutely adored this series. So, it even now, if I remember correctly, it's number 3 on my list. Yeah, if I go over to my profile, yeah, it's third, only behind Cowboy Bebop and ReZero.
Is Cowboy Bebop your number 1?
No,
No,
Cowboy Bebop is
ReZero.
my number 2.
Yeah.
It definitely deserves to be above Full Metal Alchemist, though. You know what?
Yeah,
I
I would
respect
agree.
that position.
I
Anyway,
agree too.
so
Yeah, I respect that position.
I think the next person on the list who had watched it previously before this would be Muffler. So we'll go to him, and then we'll go to Roman and Roland.
Yeah, sounds good.
I've
Man.
watched it. I've watched the first couple episodes before. I watched it when it came out.
Sure. Yeah. On my end, yeah, like I had heard a lot of buzz around Frieren when the anime was starting to air, and so I picked it up that season as something that I was going to check out. And I watched the first 4 episodes because they dropped them all on the same day as like a special, which is partly the reason why it's like a 28 episode season. But I watched them and then promptly went, wow, this is really depressing. I don't know if I want to watch this anymore, and dropped it. And then I think I was talking probably in Weebs and Waifus at the time with Crimson and some other people, and other folks, probably Crimson and a few others convinced me to check it out again a few weeks later, okay, after the dragon fight had happened and stuff too, for example. And I got the idea of what the series was going to be then at that point, and I had an incorrect impression. So ever since that, I have watched basically week to week. Absolutely love this. I've watched the first season dubbed and subbed, second season dubbed and subbed. Yeah, it's fantastic though. I absolutely love it, and I'm interested in talking about it. But it's one of my all-time favorites too. I don't know exactly where I would put it, but I mean, I got it at a 10, I think, on Mal for a reason. So yeah. Anyway,
Before we move on, I'm going to wrap you in asbestos if you keep talking shit.
Okay, I'm sorry. I know that you warned me earlier, but I would assume that it's my turn now, or does Roland want?
I guess we'll
Roland
go
wanna
with Roland since he has watched a couple of episodes before, and then we'll go to you since you're pretty much brand new to this.
All right, Roland, shoot.
All right, bet. All right. So, for me, like when I first watched Frieren, I actually fell off of it because everybody dies, pretty much. Within the first couple episodes, what is the first 4, something like that.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh damn, I love those guys. But then like other anime were coming out, I believe at the time that I was watching it, like Chainsaw Man, Dawn to Dawn were airing, like things like that were airing. Other seasons of other shows were airing, My Hero, yada yada yada. So I never ended up sticking with Frieren. However, I was incorrect because this show very much delivered. In fact, we'll talk about our favorite arcs later, I'm sure, but it's definitely. I knew I was going to get back into it. I knew I was going to enjoy it. It was just one of those things that I was like, you know what? Let me let it cook a little bit so that I have more to watch when I come back to it. And that's thank you to Crimson and Muffler for that reason. So yeah, no, I very much enjoyed it. But if you want me to rate it out of 10, I can't give anything a 10. I say this every time. Nothing gets a 10. Not even Bleach. Nothing gets a 10.
Fuck you.
That would be perfect. It would be perfect.
No, it's not.
No, nothing gets 10. I would say that it is definitely like a 7 or 8 for me.
Okay. I respect it. And now we can
All
move
right.
on to Roman. How you feel about it?
Well, Frieren has. Okay, I'm being careful. Frieren has been in my orbit for.
You said it.
I said orbit. I said orbit. It has been in my orbit for the last couple years,
For quite some
and
time.
and like whenever I would pop into our Discord and like the VC, somehow Crimson and Muffler always somehow end up talking about Frieren at some point, and one or two, whenever Crimson pops onto Rolo Roam, he always has, or there's times where he will have a Frieren profile picture. So like I've heard about Frieren, right? But I
Could be one.
it
It could be
wasn't
one of
some
two. It could be this one, or it could be this one.
yeah.
Yep.
I it's not that I didn't have interest in it. I didn't feel like I would enjoy watching it. But since we've been watching fiction, or since I've been a regular member for Fictionology, I thought to myself, well, this might get picked and I have to, go in with an open mind. And I thought that when going into it, I thought, oh, it's just gonna be like a jokey type of an anime and all that stuff. Well, I was wrong. It actually teaches you a lot about like connecting with people and like just like living life and just, enjoying the small, simple moments. And I always like animes and or shows or movies or comics that can teach me something that I may already know, but that I need to be reinforced to me. And so I would say that what Frieren did, watching it throughout the whole anime, was that it made me realize how important living in the moment is. And um, I don't know if this is necessarily if you guys would agree a theme of this anime, but loving everyone as best as you can is a very, very important thing that this anime made me realize within myself. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. And whose pick was it this month? Crimson. I thank you
Yep.
for picking this one.
As far as your interpretation goes, I don't think it's an invalid interpretation. It's just never one that I like go with because there are certain things about it that I think are like, especially as you get deeper into the series. Like with season 3 is going to be covering what is my favorite arc, the Golden Lands, which you get a little bit of a teaser for at the end of season 2. With a fucking bomb ass sound piece of music that goes with it. So.
Yeah, dude, that music
Hyping that shit up.
great, dude.
But it's one of those things where like I don't necessarily think that there's one definitive interpretation of what the series is trying to teach or put
For
put
the
out
record,
there. But
sorry, Crimson. I just want to say, for the record, I wasn't trying to say that there was only one lesson that it was trying to teach, but that was one that like I got from it. Sorry,
I was
wasn't clear.
I was basically agreeing with that sentiment. I didn't think you were saying this was the only thing. I'm just trying to lay out the fact that I often criticize people for getting certain things about Frieren wrong. I want to clarify my position on it and being that
Sure.
this is a series that you can draw multiple things from. I think certain things are more correct than others, but I don't think that
Sure.
falls outside of the purview of what's actually going on inside this series.
So then let me ask all of you then, what would you guys say, like, if not, like, would you guys say that, like, what I interpreted is, like, one of the main things that you could pick up, or would you guys think that there's, like, other things that you could pick up from, this anime too?
Well, I would say that there are other things, and that actually sort of lends into the topic of like, I'm curious to see what other people actually think the whole core part of Frieren is here. So, I mean, you've given your interpretation of it. Roland, what do you think is the like core like thematic element of Frieren?
Oh, that's a great question. What do I think the main thematic core would be? I actually think it's something similar. I don't know what word you would use for this, but it wouldn't be loss. But I would say the main thematic like core of it is basically being somebody like very, 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 very much Lord of the Rings in the way that it's like Gandalf and or like Galadriel, but even Aragorn, right? Like Aragorn knew Theoden when he was a kid. He knew Theoden as a little boy, and Aragorn was still an adult, right? Like in like 80 years later, 60 years later, like he's where he is, but Aragorn hasn't aged. Like I don't know what words you would use to describe that, but I would say the theme is like the wandering human, or not human, obviously, she's an elf, but the wandering character who just keeps dealing with loss, but only is dealing with the loss not just because of death, because that would be normal in this world because of wars and battles and things, but the loss of life. Like she lives longer than everybody else, right? So therefore she's just like, I think that is the main theme, is like dealing with that, grappling with that, of the fact like you have to be immortal, but everybody else is going to die around you.
So you would pretty much just sum up what you would have said here in a couple of simple terms. Mortality, the passage of time, human connection.
Well, I would say more so like an immortal dealing with mortality, like having to actually deal with the fact that the people that they love.
That would fall in there. Like it kind of it's the whole thing is whether Frieren is immortal or not is kind of irrelevant to that theme. A lot of it has to deal with her journey after the passing of a good friend in the form of Himmel.
Yep.
Wouldn't you guys?
I would say that realistically, that's what I would think. Like at the end of the day, it always goes back to that, right? It always goes back to the fact that she finally made some friends, and then those friends died, and that greatly affected her.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Muffler, you got an answer?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this a lot actually, because
because I'm obsessed. I know.
Yes, and you have great insight too in this, so like I would say that I'm fairly close to you, I would imagine, on this with regards to it being a particular Japanese concept and theme and idea that they express in their media, storytelling, etc. And that is one of like impermanence, things along those lines. And then in my own one, I would say would also add like reflection as well as remembrance. And then, like again, with those themes going forward, like how people change over time, just little things like that. But yeah, mainly the beauty and the impermanence of life and events that are happening around you. Because, like, it's like that phrase, history is being made every day, it's like, well, yeah, that's one of those things. And she is the chronicler of many things. So,
yep.
So
the term you're looking for specifically is called Mono no Aware.
Yes. Thank you.
What were you gonna say, Roman?
Well, I was kind of gonna say, kind of to what Roland and Muffler have so far said, like, couldn't you guys kind of, in a way, maybe see where I'm seeing it, that like loss and just like kind of dealing with it makes you value life a little more?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I agree, but it's more like, because you're specifically focusing on maybe that original party, but like after enough time passes, that's not the only connection anymore, and it's about all the people that she's traveling with now and stuff, So like but yeah, I 100% agree that was like maybe the original motivating factor, you know, and starting this journey.
I can 100% see that.
You guys have a lot of good answers here, and my opinion has changed a little bit with the refresher that I did, but I do still largely think that my original position on Frieren holds a lot of water. So what I'll say is, I actually think this series is one grand appreciation of life itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
But more than that,
I would agree with that. Yeah.
You can say that, but to get a little bit deeper into it, I've also regularly described this series as a story about the importance of ordinary things.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
There's a lot that goes into this, particularly in like the way they kind of go about the story. A lot of the things that they get up to on their journey is a lot of rather ordinary and unremarkable adventures. Like their trek across the northern lands and everything is pretty much full of that. You'll see people do some crazy things in this story just for some very ordinary reasons.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say like that right there is like that's the Lord of the Rings aspect of it. There's certainly a Lord of the Rings aspect of the show, and like that where it's like they're just doing their thing. They're just being good people, and it's like it very much reminds me of like Elder Scrolls and Lord of the Rings in that aspect, where it's like if you were playing Frieren, that's what you would do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because Perfect Days is a movie that's Japanese that came out about the same time, and it has those same themes in it and stuff like that, but in a different setting, obviously, you know, where it's like poetic reflection on finding beauty in everyday world. As the man cleans toilets, okay, and it's something that, you know, oh God, Ivan talked about before. So.
Oh yeah, Ivan did talk about that. I remember that.
I'm gonna continue on here a little bit to talk about a few of the points that like drive me towards this conclusion about just the importance of ordinary things. One of the big parts of that is no one in the heroes party was particularly special.
No.
So Frieren, in spite of the fact that she is a very powerful mage, is a very average mage for elves.
Well, doesn't she say that to them in the first season? Doesn't she say that? She says like
Sayri says that about her. That Sayri, the other elf.
Right, but they all think that she's like badass, and she's like, well, yes, but like no. And then they're
pretty
like,
much. Kind of like, wow, you're so good. And she's just like, anyone given enough time can be this good. And it's kind of true. Frieren is, for like, especially compared to someone like Sayri, who is obsessed with the exceptional. Ugh.
Yeah, Sayri's fucking crazy.
Would.
Yeah.
Like, she is very average. Himmel was not even a chosen one. He was just a dude who picked up a sword and decided to fight.
I'm just a guy.
Heiter, he was not a particularly pious priest.
No, not at all.
And Eisen wasn't even like a particularly courageous warrior. He was actually a coward.
Yes.
So the whole heroes party was made up of very unexceptional people. And yet they were the ones who would ultimately go on to do the exceptional thing. And that's kind of described within the series when you have Flamma talking to Sayri in some of Frieren's flashbacks about like how someone who is obsessed with battle, who is constantly chasing the height of perfection, will never be able to defeat the Demon King. Hell, that's what you get when you get to season 2 and you see the story of the hero of the South, who was far more powerful than Himmel ever was.
Dude's a legend.
Yeah, by the way, Hero of the South, he was the #1 character for one episode. He aired in one episode, and that week he was the top character.
Yep.
That's crazy.
In the popularity polls and stuff, yeah.
Yes. So there's that. And more to like the appreciation of ordinary things, the temporary things that you take for granted or, you know, might not see as like important because they don't last. You then have Sane being a member of the party, in which like he's only there very briefly and then he departs. And this isn't a short departure. Like, this guy has departed and still has not, to my knowledge, as to where I am in the manga, reunited with the party.
He needs to be back. But yeah.
But like again, you can kind of go back to you can go to the current party as far as like the ordinary characters. Fern is someone who would be largely overlooked, and yet she's the only one to truly catch Sayori's eye
Dude,
because she
Fern's
was
sick.
able to see that Sayori was suppressing her mana during the exams.
Yeah, Fern's fucking sick.
And then of course Stark again is someone who isn't particularly courageous himself, but is, you know what, one of the most powerful warriors on the continent.
Yep.
So like there are a lot of things here where like you can overlook a lot of these really like ordinary or seemingly mundane people and miss something like that's actually truly extraordinary. It's one of those like very like beautiful, poetic, well executed story themes throughout this whole thing. Season 2, you do get some of that within the story and all that, but season 3, given that they're going to be doing the Golden Lands there, is going to drive this point home quite a bit more as you get into Denkin's story and you get into, well, they've kind of shown him already with Mocked, so I don't necessarily need to hold back on that. Like, their whole dynamic there is very interesting. There's a lot going on with that. And honestly, I think they did a really good job with this series. Like thematically, like executing on it in the anime and everything. Again, going back to like the very like random like ordinary adventures and stuff, where Frieren and Fern spend months clearing out a seashore just to see the sunrise once.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't spend 2 years here. You have to convince her. All
Oh my
right?
god, dude, I forgot about that. Where they're literally like, "Yeah, bro, we gotta dip." Like,
it's like that's too long, Mistress Frieren. Yeah.
So yeah, and
No, I mean-
also Frieren's collection of like very ordinary, seemingly useless spells and all that.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of I fully agree with everyone here, and I think to kind of alter my, original take a little bit, I think it's more so just like the beauty in the normal is kind of what I think of it now. Like, it's the beauty in the normal, the beauty in the small things. Like kind of like I know it's cliche, but like stop and smell the roses a little bit.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's why I kind of like to reduce it to a grand appreciation of life. It's because it's one of those things that's basically just telling you to slow down and take a little time to appreciate the things you have while you have them. Because they may not be there forever, and you may overlook their actual like importance in your life.
You could take this back to Socrates, I guess, because it was rolling around in my head. But like a life without reflection, is not worth living and stuff. Like is a poor life indeed, et cetera, et cetera. So you go back to like
That's a good
even
one.
Western philosophy. All right, and they tell you the same thing. Okay, yeah, it's beautiful.
That's a good one.
Socrates is pretty solid.
Hey, a member
What
for
up,
18
friend?
months.
We appreciate the member message from Jeremy for 18-month theme. Embrace the mundane. Those moments stick with you. Yes, they most certainly do. It's random, small little things in life that you kind of look back on when you've spent a couple of years away from. You're like, you know what, I miss that. And then of course we have Rolo here with 10 jewels to say, gold coin.
Oh, yeah.
We appreciate it. And for you guys who did donate, where is it? There we go. Well, technically not donations, because this is a member message. That just kind of happens. But I appreciate the fact that people would subscribe nonetheless. So, yeah, as far as the story goes, like, this is one of, like, the big sticking points that a lot of people had about this anime. Was, it's one of those series that it's more artistic. And for a lot of people, anime is just entertainment. So they're not really willing to look at it for anything deeper. It just gets to the fact that, oh, well, it's the Lord of the Rings thing. They do a lot of walk, 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 walk.
Dude, that's the stupidest argument I've ever heard in my whole life.
I hope you
Yeah, but
guys
they do
watched
that,
that video that I posted in the Lord of the Rings chat. where
I
they're
have
having the
seen
whole
it.
joke.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've seen that video.
But it's like because they don't really do much outside of major arcs. But I feel like in very similar ways to some of the other shows we'll be watching this year for Fictionology. Like those downtime moments are what really emphasizes like character dynamics. Like its mild sense of humor is one of the things that sort of drives home just sort of how like simple and straight to the point the series is. It's very hard to radically misinterpret Frieren. Or to try and like find problems with it. I won't necessarily say that people are quote unquote wrong to say it's boring, because that's entirely subjective. As much as I disagree that it's boring, that entirely comes down to what you're looking for. Frieren is a piece of art that a lot of people try to evaluate as entertainment.
Would you say though, Crimson, that maybe because like Roland and I talk about it on our pod like all of the time, people can't sit through a 3.5 hour to 4 hour Lord of the Rings movie because they don't have the attention span. So do you think that is that people find it boring because they have a short attention span? Do you think that that's what it could be?
I think it's less about the short attention span. It kind of goes back to the mentality difference I was sort of alluding to. There are two different types of people who will get into a show. Those who are more artistic minded and are looking for meaning or something in the show and are actually evaluating it, and the more normie crowd who is looking for something that entertains them. Frieren does not offer all of the same entertainment value because it doesn't have a lot of the same flashy highs and lows that series like Dragon Ball or Naruto or Bleach would have. Its story is like a far more subtle thing, and it cuts to the core of what art actually is, a form of human expression. So I don't necessarily think that it is about short attention spans. I think it's really just comes down to what you're looking for in entertainment.
Yeah.
And I feel like that a little bit of that bleeds over into the Lord of the Rings thing, where a lot of people are looking at a series for specifically entertainment. They want the distraction, the escapism, all that kind of stuff. And they view Lord of the Rings as quote unquote boring because there's a lot of downtime where there's actually a story being told between major battles.
Agree.
Yeah. Some people want to turn their brain off and just like watch, and then some people want to engage with what they're watching.
Yes, that's effectively it. Is like it just comes down to the difference between that. Sure, the attention span thing doesn't help, but I feel like it's actually the least of the issues out of the two.
Well, yeah, and kind of to piggyback off of that too, just Roland and I also on our pod have came to the conclusion, not saying that it's necessarily the same thing for Frieren, but like if you watch The Lord of the Rings and you don't like it, you're choosing to not like it. So I don't know if it's necessarily the same thing here, but I will say that it's kind of like to like what Muffler said. Some people just want to turn their brains off and just like not think.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
like when I go into an anime, like especially now that I'm fictionology brained and such, like I think about things. And Frieren, I didn't find it boring. Can it be kind of slow?
Why am I here?
Can it be kind of slow? Sure, but it's not boring. So
No,
that's
not
just
the
my
slightest.
yeah.
It makes me feel things, okay? And sometimes those things are uncomfortable.
They talking
That's
too
me.
much in the episode.
Hey, I was dunking on myself on that because again, it struck me as oh my god, this is going to be a horribly depressing experience if I continue this. And typically, anime will fuck with me really bad.
Yeah, it was really
So
mildly
I
depressing.
try to stay away from depressing shit. This is not depressing at all in retrospect. Okay, so
It's somber and nostalgic, but not depressing.
Correct.
Like you actually get a lot of like joy out of seeing the reflection and everything. Especially like as you get more and more of Himmel, who's just a fucking fantastic character.
Yes, sir.
What would Himmel do?
Interesting. Most shonen has training wheels and guardrails. Frieren is riding a unicycle on a hang wire. The themes aren't spelled out, and the characters have multiple layers. I think that's a fair
well
assessment.
written.
I
That's a pretty good
wouldn't
point.
necessarily say that it's super complex or anything, but it's easy to miss the forest for the trees in this situation. Or, well, I guess I should say the trees for the forest this time around, because people will look at the overall thing. And not necessarily evaluate like the individual components and actually look at what's going on behind the scenes. I don't think Frieren is a terribly complex series. It's just one that carries a very like I guess meaningful message to it, and that gives it a whole lot more value, in my opinion.
You just have to not go into it not wanting to think, and then you're fine. At least that's my view.
Huh.
You know what? Like, because I brought up, like, and I'm sorry to derail slightly on this, but like, because of the comments and stuff too, I just want to say, I think the storytelling, and I think you're selling it short, man, too, in my opinion, because the way they tell the story, I got very attached to the original adventuring group, the Himmel
Same here.
Heroes Party group.
Yeah, me too,
And
dude.
to have that happen that fast with them, as far as how quickly
I was
they
like,
come and
fuck
go,
off.
and then you're just left with like, these reflections through time of like, oh, well, this is this thing that happened and stuff, right? Like it just it hits you in the feels, and the thing is that if the writing wasn't good enough to capture the audience and get them invested in those characters, you wouldn't get that emotion from them. And so, like, in my opinion, I think it does a really good job of not only storytelling, but also just from a character writing perspective. That original group is fascinating right from the get-go, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
It doesn't slow down.
Yeah, and I guess like we'll roll into some of that other stuff later. But like, I'm really like glad to hear that you guys ended up really liking this one, because again, when you're putting your favorite anime out there for like people to watch and like come in here and actually like review and talk like nitty gritty details and everything, like I get it. It can be a little nerve wracking. You're sitting here wondering like, all right, how much is this asshole Crimson gonna tear this one a new one?
Well, you know what? I was actually lying, and I fucking hate this show. Terrible.
You gave it a 7, bro. That's Arceus levels of disrespect. All right, that's all I'm saying. Okay.
When it comes to anime, I don't care what Arceus has to say, bro. Okay,
Well,
sorry.
Don't worry, we'll get him back for Garzi's.
Here's the thing is like
I said 7 to 8.
I genuinely don't really care what people will end up rating Frieren, whether
rate
it's
anything
quote unquote too low or like that's a bad score. I don't think there's like that's an entirely subjective thing based on their own particular criteria.
There is literally 2 things in the world for me that are 10. Two movies that are 10s.
One of them's Star Wars, one of them's Lord of the Rings.
Incorrect. It's actually Lord of the Rings and the first Pirates of the Caribbean.
Ah, okay.
That to me are 10s. I can pick out problems with Star Wars, even though it's my favorite franchise. I can totally pick out problems with the prequels and the original trilogy. 100%. They're not 10 movies. But they're fantastic. They're still in my. I would consider them 8s or 9s for Revenge of the Sith and Empire Strikes Back. But yeah, no, I think it's very hard for me to say something is a 10 out of 10.
So this is a multi-layered joke, and it's an ongoing razz that we have with Arceus because he rated the first season of Frieren a 7 and then goes back and says, wow, I really like season 2 and ranks it a lot higher. I think probably like a 9 or something. But the thing is that that's one layer of the joke. And the other layer of the joke was a conversation Marcel was having with me in the chat about it, because he was trying to explain that on Mal, when you rate something a 10, you're saying it's a masterpiece. You're not saying that it's perfect. And so I'm like, this is a masterpiece to me. So that's why I was like, yeah, it's okay for me to say it's a 10. But yeah.
Speaking of 10s and everything, here's the current first season.
Oh, wow.
On my list. Yes.
Over 50% of people.
50%.
Hold on.
That's 500,000 10-star ratings.
It's kind of, that one is kind of crazy. It has a little bit of
Well,
a
that's
bad.
review bombing.
This is largely
Why?
due to. So if you zoom out, let's see. Let's actually go to top anime here. You can see the current top rated anime. Hey, look at that. There's Bleach.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. So when this piece of shit right here aired, there was a huge controversy over quote unquote Frieren fans downvoting it because it actually surpassed Frieren for a time.
Did it really?
Yeah. Yeah, it actually had a .02 higher rating. Now it's since fallen, and I mean,
It's one
regardless of
fucking
whoever
episode.
actually, rated it or whatever, I genuinely don't fucking care because, you know what, it's JoJo's and they're mal ratings, they're manipulated anyway.
Correct.
So yeah, a lot of that actually came in during the time when Steel Ball Run was airing earlier this year, while season 2 was airing. Yeah. So like as far as like this goes, like that, you can generally kind of ignore these. Like you can even go to like the 3rd season of Mushoku Tensei, and it has way too many 1-star reviews because people are fucking retarded.
IMDb is the between that and Mal, man, it's rough sometimes.
So yeah, that's basically what we're looking at as far as like the ratings go. I do actually think that Frieren deserves a 10. Like you can see it here, I have it marked as a 10. Like I genuinely fucking love the execution on this show. I think the way that they captured its sense of humor, its storytelling, the themes and everything, as well as just building on it with like the soundtrack and the animation and all that. It is, in my opinion, a phenomenal experience of an anime.
I see what you mean. I just don't.
I'm not critiquing
Yeah,
you for having a 7.
yeah.
The whole reason we started this is because I was saying I don't particularly care what people rate the anime as long as they have a legitimate acknowledgement of where their rating comes from. Because some people will just do it out of spite or have like terrible criticisms of it, which we will get into, of people saying that the show would have been
Oh my
better if
God,
Himmel
dude.
had
It's
been a
gonna get
morally
crazy.
gray character.
That's fucking retarded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I would literally
Well-
only say I rate it only because I can't. It's got to be fucking phenomenal for me to rate this thing a 10. Like, it has to beat Lord of the Rings, and that's fucking hard for me. Like,
We're gonna have so much fun later this season. They're gonna fucking dogpile us, Crimson. It's gonna be glorious.
Yeah,
you
I
guys-
think the last 2 entries of the year are going to be
Yeah.
very interesting experiences.
Yep.
So,
what do you mean? I'm
um,
gonna dogpile you? You think you think ReZero is better than fucking Lord of the Rings?
No, but like what I'm trying to say though is that I think you guys are probably going to trash us because we have 2 of our favorite entries at the end of the season, and it'll be
Well,
very
I
fun.
mean, next month is one of my favorite entries. So, and it's such a fucking random Netflix anime. So,
I thought Forest of Piano was next month. Am I wrong about that?
Nope. We'll get into it.
Yeah, later.
It's
Sorry to
Roland's
derail.
pick, and then it's yours.
yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
You
we'll,
know,
we'll, we'll,
Mine-
hey, we'll
mine's really
announce
good.
that at the end of the.
Yes,
at the
I
end of
know. That's why I didn't say it.
So no. So I just wanted to ask. So like, do y'all think? I guess that like, what do you all think of a 7? Like, is a 7 to you guys average, or is it like slightly above average? Because when I give something a 7, it's like I view it as like, good but not great.
All right, so let me
That's how I would say it.
Yeah, it's called
that-
good.
I
Like,
agree. but let
5
me-
to me is completely neutral. That is
Yes, let me-
mid as mid can be. You have no feelings towards it whatsoever. So that's that. 6 is a slightly positive interest in it. 7 is, oh, this is good, but not amazing. 8 is, this is really good. 9 is, this is fantastic. And 10 is, this is one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, so it's like it's basically like when you're rating something a 5, that's average. That's the perfect average, right? It's like it's an averagely good thing that I'm consuming, right? That can apply to food. That can apply to uh, video games. That can apply to movies. That can apply to your partner, right? In real life. So like you can say like, yeah.
You a tough motherfucker, bro.
So a 7, and I'm gonna reference something right here. I have seen super chats where people have said on different podcasts, like, rate this out of scale 1 to 10, but you can't pick 7. And that's because everybody always picks 7 because they think that it's really good, but it's not quite great. So they go for the middle between 5 and 10. And that's why people said you can't pick 7. Usually. Because like statistically, people will pick 7 most of the time. If they think it's good, they want to give it higher than a 5, which is average, but they know it's not a 10, so they always go with 7. So that's why people say you can't pick 7.
If I'm watching something that's a 5, it is so unextraordinary that why am I wasting my time on a 5?
Yeah, it's not even bad to where you can hate on it. Like
it's
not
just
like a horrible anime, or well, in this case,
yeah, because like you guys don't watch as much as us. Like right now, I've got like 20 fucking shows on my list, okay, and only 5 of those shows are an 8 or higher right now. Okay,
that's not what I'm.
And a lot of them are below a 7. Okay, it's really frustrating. You know,
well, that's what I'm saying. Like they're average. That's what I mean. 5 is average. That's my point. Is that I agree with you. 5 is fucking average. It's like it's not offensive. It's not bad. It's not shit. But it's not great either. It's not to the level of Frieren. But also Frieren is not, to me, to the level of some of the other anime that we've watched.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's fine.
So like,
I'm just I may poke at you a little bit like I do Arceus, but it's a friendly thing. Okay, do not like.
Of course, good. I do. Yeah. Fuck you. No, I'm kidding.
But like, fuck you.
But fuck you. But no, like there's many anime that we've watched together that, like, listen, nothing from nothing. Cowboy Bebop's 10 out of 10. This isn't to me. It just isn't. Yet. I said yet.
We'll get to that part because I do want to bitch at Crimson a little bit later, but like,
but it's not a 10 out of 10 to me yet. It's just, and I think that's fair to say. Like, I think you can't just dish out 10 out of 10. Now, for Crimson, I 100% understand why this is a 10 out of 10 for him, which is probably the same reason why he understands that Bleach is a 10 out of 10 for me. But I'm like, and I'll still give Bleach shit. Like, I actually do think that Bleach is more so like a 9 out of 10 for me. But there's other anime.
Hell, I got the season of ReZero rated at 10 out of 10. I was still bitching about some of the things that they did.
Well, exactly, yeah. So like you get what I'm saying.
If you give it a 10, then
it just means perfect, masterpiece.
But
all
you do it as a masterpiece.
10 to me is not a perfect. 10 to me is this is one of the best things I've ever seen.
Correct.
Like, if you ask me to categorize all the things I ever watched, the 10s would be the top segment of all the things I've ever watched.
Yeah, so for me that would be a 9 though, because like if there's anywhere that it can improve, it's a 9, which is why I say that like literally.
I think that's semantics at that point.
Well,
like Andrazi, just calm down, okay?
Well, we could agree to disagree on that. I don't think it's quite semantics because, like,
I get what you're saying. With your rating system, a 10 is a perfect score, and no series is perfect. It's going to have some issue with it,
right? However, like, I think that once you have something like Lord of the Rings or Pirates of the Caribbean, the first Pirates of the Caribbean, where you have a full crew, everywhere from the director down to the catering, that everybody's on point and they're on same page and they know what they're making and they want to make that to a T and they do it, like that's very few and far between. And like I do genuinely think that those 2 movies, well, those 3 movies plus those 1 movie are actual 10 out of 10s, and I think it's really fucking hard to find that in cinema. And that includes animation, that includes any form of cinematic entertainment. However, like when it comes to anime, there's so many fantastic anime. I mean, like there's people that'll sit here and tell you that Chainsaw Man, the Reze arc, is a 10 out of 10, and like I can't fucking disagree with their assessment. I really can't because it's a great movie. And same thing with Frieren. I could not disagree with somebody for saying that Frieren's a 10 out of 10. I can't. I'm
I
just saying,
also
for me, it's like for it to be a 10 out of 10, it has to hit all of the fucking bars. And like, it's just something that I want to, like, for me personally, it's something that no matter what, when I put it on, it's not turning off. It just, my smile never leaves my face. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things. And
I don't want to drag out this so I'm sorry to interrupt you here. I don't want to drag out this conversation because the ratings thing is ultimately kind of an irrelevant point within all of this. Like, we get it. Like, everyone has their own subjective take on how ratings work. So we're going to sort of deviate back towards talking specifically the anime. And I'm going to bring up the question. All right, guys, of all the characters you've seen so far, top 3. Muffler, you go first.
Why the fuck are you doing that to me right now, bro?
All right, you know what? Anyone have an answer?
Fine, I'll go first.
Like,
I'll go first.
Yeah, go.
You got the stage, sir.
Well, it's Himmel first.
Ooh, okay.
And then probably Fern. And fuck, what's his name? The priest. God damn it. Hyder. Yeah, that's it. There you go. I went first. They're like easy picks, but like I really do genuinely and really like these characters a lot. Like I miss the characters from the original crew quite a bit. And then Fern's story,
really good characters.
They are, and I really like Fern's story. I do. It reminds me so much of like. It's almost like Frieren is Gandalf, and like it's like The Hobbit, and then Lord of the Rings. Like she has her little group of people that she's homies with, but all of them get old and end up dying off, and like now she's going on another adventure, and that other adventure is the Lord of the Rings. You know, it's like The Hobbit to Lord of the Rings. That's why I like those characters so much. They remind me of like nothing's gonna beat your first crew, homie. Come on.
So I'll save you, Muffler, so that you can, think about it really fast. So one, I have to say, I know this might sound cliche, but I do like Frieren. 2 for me is Craft, and then y'all are gonna think that this is out of left field. But listen, my homie, the hero of the South, I thought was really cool as well. So
yeah, he's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I would say that those are my 3. Also, for me, really quick, an honorable mention, Gorilla.
Gorilla's cool. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Gorilla's cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Muffler, do you need more time?
No. I was about to jump in. Sorry. I mean, it was just one of those things where I had to think about it for a second. No. Yeah, Frieren is my favorite character in the series. I would definitely, and that's an easy pick for me. I'm sorry.
Like, she's great.
She's best elf. Okay.
I just wasn't counting her in general.
Yeah, you're fine. But yeah, like outside of Frieren, like I would probably have to agree on like Himmel being my second favorite, and then, oh shit, man, I'm looking at the list. I really like Hyder too, man. Like I'm sorry. It's such a basic bitch answer, but like I really like those characters a lot.
Yeah,
okay?
like who cares, dude? It's
and don't get me wrong either. Like Fern and Stark are great too, but like I don't know, man. Like I identify with old man characters, and I had 2 out of the 3 old men, and then Frieren is old, but she just happens to look young. So there you go.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with these picks, but I personally have a little bit of a different opinion on things. So,
sure, what you got?
I think this will make my number 1 very obvious. You see this entry right here. I think Frieren is my favorite character out of here.
Yep.
Followed shortly, actually, by Himmel. And then, for the wild card here, Denkin.
Yeah, Denkin's
Huh.
great.
And that's mostly
But
because
Golden
he-
Lands, you fuck.
Yeah, because I've read the Golden Lands, and he is a very big player in the Golden Lands. I'm just gonna say, like, Captain, I may be out of mana, but I'm not out of options.
I love the fact that he's voiced by Rudius's character too. Like the
Yeah.
great voice actor for
So
the
I wasn't
English
the only
dub
one
on
who
that.
noticed that. I will say,
Yeah.
since we're on that subject now, did you guys know that Himmel is voiced by the same guy who does Bakugo? from My
Yes.
Hero Academia.
Yes, I did notice that. I did notice that.
Yes. He is voiced
What?
by Clifford Chaplin.
Yep.
That's Bakugo?
Yep.
Mhm. Oh, also Heiter. That's Beerus from Dragon Ball Super.
Yes, I knew that.
What?
too.
I feel terrible.
Mhm.
I'm a bad fan.
And you guys wouldn't know this one because I don't think anyone but me and Muffler have watched Overlord. But Aizen, the dwarf,
Yeah,
he is voiced by the guy who does Ainzul Gone from
which is
Overlord.
fantastic as shit too. Like, yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, he's a really good voice actor for the English dub.
I just have to say also really fast, all of the VAs on this anime are all fantastic.
Yeah, they're fucking great.
I personally prefer the Japanese version. I feel like they fit a little bit better. But after watching the dub for this time around, because I'd actually never watched the dub up until now, I can appreciate it. Like, I actually think they have a good cast and everything.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead.
No, so I mean, I was just gonna say, so I kind of already picked a couple out, but like, does anybody have any obscure characters that they really like?
Ooh,
I mean-
obscure characters that they really
like I'm looking at the list of characters right now, and I could tell you some interesting ones that are rather funny. Because like, I would have to say probably the Aura arc is one of my favorites, and like Lugner and stuff like, or just like
Mhm.
with some of the interactions when you start learning about demons a little bit more are pretty interesting, is what I would say. So like, I could even point towards that. Yeah.
I'm sort of thinking. I mean, the chief of the village of the sword is a nice character. Like, she's hilarious.
Yeah, she's cute. She's funny.
I'm looking through the list of characters in the manga here.
I mean, I like Sign.
Signed, yeah, he's cool.
I like
Yeah.
Denkin. I like Richter. They're cool characters.
Gna is also a really good
Methode's
character.
cool.
I mean, wait.
Methode is
Methode
hot
is
as
hot as
fuck.
shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
Method is great.
God, her fan art is fantastic.
She's also a fucking badass. Like, let's not
Yes.
overlook that. Like,
I
this is
mean,
a woman
wait,
who's out here just fucking
guys. I
kicking
think we
ass.
missed one major one. Qual.
Oh yeah,
Well,
that's
it's
right.
cool. But honestly, when it comes to them, of the Sages of Destruction, I actually think, or I guess I should say, of like the major demons that you beat, I actually think that Divine Revolte and Mocked are better in that regard. But you guys haven't met Mocked yet, so
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I haven't met that one. Yeah, Divine's fucking sick. I forgot about that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Until you just said that.
yeah, Revolte is fucking cool. I mean, Schlacht is also a very interesting character, but you don't see much of him because he kind of gets fucking wrecked by the hero of the South.
Yeah, fair point.
Revolte looks exactly like Yoda's master, actually, in Star Wars.
Ooh, here's a really obscure one that's a good character that I think you guys will appreciate. Old Man Vol,
Oh yeah.
the old dwarf at the village.
Oh,
Yeah.
bro. I love his character. That's a good
He's
one.
great.
That's a good one, man. Oh my God. It's been building that bridge.
Yeah, that's sick.
No, that's not the
Or
bridge
what?
guy. That's
He guards it though, right? Or no, wait, no, that's the old man that like is at the village or whatever, right?
it's
That
the old
guards the
dwarf
village.
who was at the
Yeah.
village that his wife lived in.
Yeah, that's some sad shit right there. But
Mm-hmm.
fuck me, dude. He's a good
Yeah,
character.
but he's a fucking awesome dude.
You just see some diminutive old man, like, and that being like a direct parallel or something like that. You know, just watching over the local area or whatever as the young people roam around or something. Like, yeah, no, it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, like there's a lot of good characters in here. I can't really say there's any characters that I absolutely hate. Even ones where like they're hot, but I would never touch them, like Ubel. Like I still think Ubel's a good character,
Mm-hmm.
which I guess
She
is a good
is an
transition
assassin.
since we're on the transition part here. Mine's obviously Frieren, but who's everyone's favorite waifu from the series?
Method.
Oh, fuck you.
You can,
Method.
You guys can have the same character, you know.
No, I know. I just said fuck you for making me answer this question. I don't know yet.
Like, I'll just give you my top three, okay? But like, it's Ubel, Frieren, and probably.
Fuck you for making me watch this.
You shut the fuck up. Yeah, Method. Yeah, sorry.
My
Method
man.
would be a second there, and then probably Fern.
Actually, Flam is pretty good too.
I was gonna say
she got them big titties. All right.
I think I might be Flom and Ubel, and then Method.
Also, can I just comment and say that I think I said this on Roller Roam, but Frieren always looks like she's just taking the biggest hit of weed ever.
Hold on, I
Frieren
think
always
I've
looks
got something for
fried.
this.
The South Farthing, you know. Yeah, no, this is great.
Right? You could be right. You're so right!
I need to see some fan.
I've never seen
Frien's
this.
just
I've
sitting
never
there
heard
and
this,
she's like
but
old.
I can't
She's
deny
smoking
it.
some old Toby.
Well, dude, if you switched your profile pic to that one where she's giving that dumbass smirk, that cute ass smirk, that's her looking like she just took a big hit. Okay, he's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
she
legit.
does.
This is legitimately from the scene where she's holding up the magic potion that dissolves clothes.
Yep.
She's fried as fuck, bro. She's like that shit hit good, cuz.
To be fair, I think she does kind of behave like she's fried as fuck sometimes.
She really does.
That's what I'm
I don't want to
saying.
wake up. Let me
Years
sleep
old.
longer.
Let's stop you from smoking a little bit of old Toby.
I do have it. Okay, you know what? We'll go with this,
I'm-
and then we'll come
I'm
back to
tired.
actually talking about some things.
You know what? You
Why
reminded
is
me.
Ryan Gosling at the end of that? What the fuck?
I forgot the best character is actually all of those damn mimics that give us so many good ass shots.
Yeah, the mimics, bro. The mimics are great.
Somewhere out there is a man named Vagabundo who has a card of Frieren with one of those mimics that cannot be shown on YouTube.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yes, that's true. However, I do have to say, those mimics will get you, man. You ever play Dark Souls? Those little fuckers chase me all over the place.
I played D&D. I know about it, sir. Trust me. I swear to God.
Fucking mimics. I never trust the
Yeah.
chest. Never trust the chest with the chain hanging out the side.
But there could be a tome. You don't understand.
There's a 1% chance that it could be a grimoire.
Yeah, I don't need those. I'm good. I don't want to get bitten by a fucking
But
chest.
what if it gives you a spell that removes stains from your white shirts?
What if it bites me?
That actually sounds like a great fucking spell, to be honest with you.
It actually really does.
That's a great fucking
I
spell
want
to
that
have.
spell.
I had to make the joke specifically because at the very end of season 1, just to piss Sari off, Fern picking the spell that removes stains from clothes.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Like literally just picking magic, like picking up magic that is great for dailies. Like this is why Frieren is is top 1 waifu for me. Is like you're talking about someone who is pretty, she's really nice, but she also has a ton of magic to make daily life fucking fantastic.
Perfect.
Like this woman has a spell to like polish random metals and shit, spells to like clean things, to flip pancakes perfectly every time.
The perfect pen.
Yeah, that's true. That is the perfect woman.
Oh, also, she does canonically know how to cook because she cooked for Stark's birthday.
See, so my favorite woman is Orihime because canonically she also knows how to cook and she cooks really good.
She also got them fat fucking titties.
Yes, she does. And
That's neither here nor there.
No, it is. Ow. Water bottle.
That
So
did
yeah,
not sound like a water bottle.
It was a water bottle. It was my water bottle clinking and clanking on my candle next to it, which is not lit.
Anyone else have any like positive topics they want to get to?
I just want to say that I think that the music is also pretty solid too. And really, really quickly,
Yeah.
what was everybody's favorite opening?
Well, fuck you. That's
For me,
I know
it's always going to be opening 2.
I think it has to be 2, but I've heard a lot of them before, so it's hard for me to remember what was what.
There's some interesting, I guess, lore. Like, if I actually had to rate them now, after I've listened to them a lot, I actually think I would put opening 3 just behind opening 2, and opening 1 would be there. But they're all really close because I think they're all really good.
Honestly, I found myself enjoying opening 3 the most out of all of them.
Opening 3 is pretty solid.
Miss Green Apple. We're gonna probably end up hearing some more Miss Green Apple for these fictionology sessions as we keep going.
Touche. I think I'm a basic bitch on this, man. Like I've argued before, but like I really like OP1 because Hero, like in retrospect, like it makes me fucking want to cry every time, especially when you see the lyrics and like what they're trying to say with that. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I love that shit. However, there are no bad openings. There are no bad closings.
Yeah,
I actually don't think there is a single bad song on the soundtrack for this series. I will say, though, since you brought it up, I'm actually going to talk a little bit about some of the controversy now with Frieren. And one of them actually had to do with the opening, Yusha by Yoasobi.
Oh, my God.
Why?
I don't remember this.
No!
Okay, so
I disagree.
If you are familiar with anime, you will probably know the absolute storm that swept over the internet when Yoasobi released their song Idol.
Yes.
The very first intro for Oshinoko.
Yep.
They gained immense popularity for that. It was so popular, in fact, that there were groups who did their performances to the song Idol on America's Got Talent.
Yeah, I don't know if it became the world's #1 song or not, but it was very fucking close to that. It was insane how popular it was.
It was immensely popular, and to be fair, it was a good intro.
Yes.
Well, shortly after that, they were given the first intro slot for Frieren, which they created Yusha for. And Yusha is a good song. Like, it's actually a really good song. However, a lot of people actually complained that it did not match the series' somber and nostalgic, I guess, vibe. I'm forgetting the actual word I'm trying to go here. They didn't think it sounded depressing enough, basically.
No, the lyrics with the tune actually makes it more depressing, in my opinion, because it's a celebration almost of, no, fuck off, fuck these people.
Yeah, so a lot of people actually specifically began to go after Yoasobi for their intro. It was kind of a crazy series of events. But I actually covered it on my channel. When you looked at the lyrics and everything, like they were actually very fitting for the series, talking about like how like there's the passage of time and like the departure of Himmel and everything in there. Like it's really good. Um, Also, we've already heard Millet once this year with Vinland Saga for the outros and everything. I believe they did outro 2 for Vinland Saga,
Yes.
so that was good. So Millet doing both outros for Frieren so far has been great. Anywhere, Anytime is a good song, but if you're talking just like the overall quality of an outro, hell, even just the song, Story of Us is so much better, if you ask me. Like, it's the difference between, oh, this is a good song and this is a fantastic song kind of thing. Especially
Yeah.
like with the outro, the visuals, I should say, for the second season's outro being entirely hand drawn.
Yeah.
Anyone
I
else got an
think.
opinion on the outros?
I mean, I just think.
Millet's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I I also just, since I'm not really new to this. I'm not new to this genre, but anime has made me appreciate outros in shows because a lot of them don't really get them the same way the animes do. And
True.
I think and I think it's nice that there's a lot of effort and love, especially put into Frieren's outros, but it's kind of nice to see that a show, it kind of makes it feel like it comes full circle when you have the intro, the actual episode, and then the outro afterward. It feels to me like you're watching a complete thing, and especially with Frieren's, I mean, I really like them. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. This actually reminds me. There's one other thing I wanted to get to. So, what is everyone's favorite arc through the series so far?
I got you with my answer.
All right, what you got, Roland?
So I actually was waiting for you to ask this question. I had my answer today, and I know it's an earlier arc, but when Frieren is forced to train Fern.
So right at the beginning there, where she's staying with Heiter,
Yep.
translating the old
Yep.
grimoire.
Yep.
That, you know what? That's a good one. Like, I
I
actually understand why you would pick that.
love it. I love it. I love that dynamic. I like the fact that Heiter kind of forces her to train her without realizing that she's training. Like, yeah, I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if anyone else needs their time to think, I'll go. So, well, as a manga reader, personally, my favorite arc is Golden Land. Particularly, like, there's a particular moment in there, just the whole Die Golds is a curse no more shit that happens. But, like, I'll keep it specifically to the anime. But actually, if I'm being honest about all of it, if I'm just thinking of the anime, there's a lot of like scattered episodes, so maybe we'll do like favorite episode next.
That's hard. Fuck.
Yeah, but I think my favorite arc would probably end up being. I'm gonna have to say Aura the Guillotine.
Ooh.
Like, I was.
Like, look, the magic,
I'll tell you in a second.
the mage sort of the first class mage exams is a really good arc. Divine Revolte is a really good arc. Um, but I really feel like um, Aura the Guillotine is the first time where you really get to see like just the legendary status of Frieren in action here.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I can't really disagree with that.
Like you literally get the Frieren the Slayer drop in there, and I'm just like, all right, you know what? That's fucking hard.
Yeah, the whole aura, off yourself in Minecraft. Like the yeah. I was gonna say the aura, the guillotine arc too for me as well, because again, it really is inspirational, or sorry, foundational. I mean to say, for how demons act. You get flashbacks, okay, of the little girl that just massacres, the people that take her in and stuff, right? And like Himmel and like Frieren having to like, well, you're gonna stop me this time, right? And stuff, right? So you get these flashback moments as well as the telling of what's going on presently in the plight of the city, like which I forget, but like Graph's city, right? So like it's very interesting. Like I just really like the storytelling on it. I felt it was really good. Had good action too. Like outside of the dragon fight, that was the first time that you actually seen the crazy animation, because this series has way better animation than it has any right to have at times. Okay.
Oh, dude, it's
Jumps out
so
at
good.
you, bro.
It's one of the reasons why I included the clip of Frieren fighting the doppelganger at the end of the first class mage exams in my intro for my regular show, because it's so fucking well animated. Hell,
So
you want to
yeah,
talk about good unnecessary animation?
wait,
Let's skip over to. Oh wait,
wait.
someone.
I was gonna say real fast. You're the old Crimson. You might be the only one that gets this joke. But when you said the dragon fight, for whatever reason, my brain just went to that clip that you and I went over of that anime with the CGI dragon.
Oh jeez.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think I do.
Wait, which CGI dragon are we
The
talking?
one where they punch the dragon and it literally just flips over and falls on the ground, and it's like, it looks,
Oh,
Mm.
at least you weren't.
like Microsoft
Uh,
Paint Pro.
At least you
Roman,
weren't talking about
did you
like
answer
Ari
the question
Feretta.
yet?
So I really do like the divine revolt arc, but I think I'm with y'all when it comes to, I think my favorite arc's the guillotine arc for sure. For you, all the reasons that y'all laid out. Like I like the divine revolt arc, but I think my favorite arc is the guillotine arc. Now, I guarantee that this is no one's favorite episode, since I know that Crimson wanted to move into that one. I promise you that the hero of the South, episode 30, I guarantee that that is no one's favorite. That one's mine.
Oh, that's a fucking badass episode.
That's a
Like
great
that would
Yeah,
be,
that's a
episode.
that
great
would
fucking
probably be
episode,
like,
dude.
I don't know, if we're excluding like the major, like, I don't know, maybe not. Even including like some of the major fights and everything, that would probably still be like a top 5 episode for me. Like Hero of the South is just so fucking good.
Yeah, it's my favorite episode in the whole series.
It's a
My
great
personal
episode.
favorite though would be the one where Stark gets recruited to play or to basically pretend to be the liege lord's son.
That one was
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
funny.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was such a good episode.
Particularly because the dancing animation for that whole thing was like just so completely unnecessarily good. That was like, oh, there was that, and just overall, like, just the funniness of it, the storytelling part of it, and just the kind of like things that are going on between Stark and Fur in there. Like, it was just a really like good episode. Yeah, you're out here getting called out. You got anything to say for yourself?
Look at my chat.
Open borders in the streets, closed in the sheets.
Good lord.
Anyway, so Muffler and Roland, what are your favorites?
My favorite episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say. Ooh. I mean, I'm gonna be.
I have a basic bitch answer, but you go first.
Probably. I have a basic bitch answer too.
Let's whip them out. Let's measure who's the more basic. All right.
The
Let's whip 'em out.
episode where they bury Himmel was just too good. Even though it was early. Even though it was early, I like the fact that Frieren, like, that was the first time she really truly showed emotion.
It's a good answer.
Well, now I feel like an asshole because like that's not mine. Mine is which I think mine wins actually, but mine is the height of magic. Like I like that episode 26 where you get to see the absolute absurdity at how powerful Frieren is through the copycat, the clone that the mage exam provides and stuff. Like I managed to use that on other people to get them like, oh, I'll check the series. Oh, it's boring as fuck, and then they just bounce out, right? But the thing is that the animation and some of the implications of the story too are pretty compelling around that because I'm very curious as to what she actually knows and can do, considering that she doesn't have to chant or anything. She just it's a long story anyway. I like that episode quite a bit, though. It's not a story-heavy episode, but it's a really good example of just who you're dealing with, and I appreciate that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's the shonen answer of all time. Sorry,
No,
Crimson.
I don't.
Well,
Actually,
to be
don't.
fair, if you asked me, like, that's just a really good episode. Like, I think that's probably another top fiver right there. Is just for the overall, like, I don't know, impact and epicness of it. It's a really good episode.
By the way,
Even among the fights, I
sorry,
still
sorry.
like Stark versus the Dragon more.
Yeah, Star
Yeah,
Wars
fair enough.
is fucking cool. That's just a good
That
one.
is-
What? It's already dead. Just
By the
beat
Hurry
the
up!
shit out of
Kill
that.
it right now! Quickly!
what is this anime technically? Is this a seinen or is this a shonen?
I would define it as a sonin.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
probably it would have to be a
Either
signing
a
because of like
seinen or a shonen.
And yeah, sorry, seinen or seinen would be how I would pronounce it. Yeah.
yeah, it'd be Santa.
Let me bring up my
One
tab.
would think.
Because like
Go back here.
it's
Yeah,
too.
Shonen.
It's a shonen.
Really?
It's
Yeah, that's what it
serialized
says,
in
but that's-
Shonen Sunday.
That I don't agree with that. That's because of the it's in this magazine shit. So I respect
Well, yeah,
it. But yeah,
the demographics are determined by the magazine itself.
yeah.
Is
Whether
this
it is
like
Shonen,
in the
seinen,
same
or
way-
whatever, it's specifically where it is published.
Is this like in the same way that Attack on Titan's technically a shonen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, it's about the
So is
demographic
Chainsaw
it was
Man.
marketed to rather than the actual content itself.
I'm pretty sure Chainsaw Man is technically a shonen
Yes,
too.
it is. 100%.
Well, because I'm saying this is not written, at least to me, anything kind of like how a shonen is. So
Oh, also,
I don't really-
just to show that Frieren's anime actually does deserve the score that it has, I'm gonna bring up the manga score here really quick because this is actually important. If the manga score is already this high,
oh my god,
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
a really
pretty good.
fucking high manga. Like the manga's ranked 32.
Crimson, do you like the manga or do you like the anime more?
To be entirely honest, I feel like the anime actually elevates the series, like just the overall work. Like with the animation and everything they did, if they had, I don't know, like
You feel it?
mediocre animation, it would still be good, but I wouldn't be giving it a 10 out of 10.
No, I
I
agree
would
with
probably
you.
be giving
I
it
feel
like
like
an 8.
I feel like that's how I am with Bleach. I'm like, yeah, the manga definitely like, or at least the anime makes the manga better.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since you brought up the manga, I have a transitionary topic where I can bitch at you a little bit.
All right, what you got?
Let's go.
Cool. So, like, yeah, like you get me invested in this franchise, like over the course of 3 years or whatever since it was
This is what we're
2023.
bitching about. We're bitching about
And-
something that's so far out of my control. You fuckface.
Yeah, you have to hold account. All right, it's your fault, okay? Because I'm just going to let everybody else know here. All right. So the thing with the manga right now, okay, is that it's been on a hiatus for like at least 6 months to a year, somewhere around there, I want to say. And
This has happened before due to the author's health, but they
Yeah.
came back. This is different though.
But like, so help me God, if this story doesn't get a conclusion, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed off. Okay, because like I am invested in these damn characters, and I want to see them get to heaven, and I want to see the representation of everything that they're building in the story. And
How is this Crimson's fault?
So
it's his fault for getting me interested in it.
I don't know if we've explained the situation to you, but the company that publishes Frieren got into a huge controversy because they were actively rehiring pedophiles under different pen names.
Sick. We love that.
Yeah. So basically, a mangaka got caught trying to hook up with a high schooler, and you know, rightfully faced like retribution and everything.
As he should.
But after they got out of their prison sentence, which is probably a shorter stint than it was because he didn't actually do anything to said minor, he just tried to hook up with them. He wasn't able to pick up his old manga, but the company itself rehired him under a different pen name, and people found out. And the author of Frieren decided they were going to boycott the company by not writing their series.
Yeah. One of the few, actually. Yeah.
Yes.
So
wasn't that the guy behind Act Age too, right? Or what was the series?
I believe maybe.
1 second. I don't remember.
It was the Act Age creator that happened with. Yeah.
What are the odds that you guys think that this actually gets a conclusion?
I would have to see if Frieren the manga has actually resumed.
Yes, you are correct.
Do you think that this has a higher chance? Do you think that this has a higher chance of getting a conclusion than, you know, Berserk does, or like, you know, Black Lagoon, or no?
You piece of shit! You've had to fucking ask that question. Hey man, at least the Berserk, or sorry, at least the creator for Black Lagoon, he's on Twitter all the time. I see his tweets, and he's a cool dude. Okay, like, and he's constantly, you know, like pimping Revy, and I'm like, you know, I respect that, brother. Yeah,
good shit.
So wait, so the writer of Frieren's PDF?
No. Somebody else that was publishing, or that Shokukan was publishing their manga for, specifically the guy behind a manga called Act Age, was the guy that got in trouble for that.
Yeah.
And,
okay. So here we go. I actually got a little bit of a description here. So October 2025, it was announced that Frieren Beyond Journey's End would be on hiatus due to health issues of both writer Kanehito Yamada and artist Tsukasa Abe. So there's that. I guess they're blaming it on that rather than the actual.
Everybody knows, though. Like, there was a lot of shit that went on about it.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, it could just be a manifestation of the internet, but I doubt it.
They're claiming health reasons so that they have protection from the company.
Yeah.
I predict
because it was suspiciously timed to around the same time that all that shit happened.
I predict that Frieren will get a conclusion before Berserk does.
I don't know about that.
I don't know either. It depends. Well, they've only released like 3 or 4 chapters in the last year. Okay, so they need to kind of pick up the pace a little bit for me. But then again, I'm not one of the guys that have been following the series for 10 years, so I'm spoiled.
Crimson, or I guess Crimson and Muffler, where y'all are at in the manga, is it close to being done, you think, or no?
With Berserk? I mean, it feels like it's marching towards a conclusion because Griffith had a very interesting encounter with the other members of the Hand that made it rather funny. And, you know, I'm very curious as to what happens next, but it feels like it could be moving in that direction. So we'll see what happens.
And then now, what would you say for Frieren? Like, do you think
don't-
that there's more
I
to
don't know.
tell there?
That's on him.
Oh,
Sorry. What? Sorry, I was reading some stuff here. What's going on?
No. So, do you think that there's more to tell when it comes to the Frieren manga?
Quite a bit more actually.
Right, because do you guys think that like this could get Chainsaw Man, where like the next chapter's it, or like would it not make sense for it to be?
That would be a really shitty way to go about it.
In this context, yeah, in my opinion, that would be a bad thing.
Yeah, to just have it randomly end in the middle of something.
Oh, so it's in the middle of something? Damn.
Yeah, as far as they're not even like at the end of their journey. So like they're sort of just walking along. Like you would sort of rob the entire series of what's actually like driving it forward if you didn't actually complete their journey to end it.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just want to ask that because I keep thinking to myself, like, when it comes to mangas, like, I wonder if anyone will get like, Chainsaw Man to where like, the next chapter will be like it for the whole thing.
Depends on how
So
cheeky the author is and how I mean, like it made sense for Chainsaw Man because they were kind of written into a corner. Like there's only so much we can talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, and I mean that like it made perfect sense. It was very logical and then punctuated. So, but like this other stuff, it doesn't give me that impression at all. Like none of these other stories.
yeah.
That being said, we're gonna delve a little bit into some of the controversy.
Oh yeah.
Because as I said when we started this stream, Frieren's actually a somewhat controversial anime. Well, one, because it was popular, and a lot of people did not like the fact that it reached number one. In fact, I was looking at the review for the manga, and there was actually someone going in and talking about how terrible the anime and adaptation was, and why they're coming back to the manga review to talk about just how terrible it actually is. Basically a super schizo way of going around and just like review bombing something that's super popular.
Yeah.
Yeah. But one of the big things, well, I guess we'll start here. When season 2 came out, because this is one of the lesser controversies, there was a lot of commentary about that, but there were also commentary from people like, you could probably find this dude out on Twitter. His name is like Criticold or something like that. I wonder if I still have those tweets saved. But basically, there was an argument about how Frieren would have been a better story if Himmel was a morally gray character.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah. Again, that's retarded. I said that the first time. I'll say it again.
What the hell?
Yeah. So effectively, the argument here was that they were trying to say that like it would have been better if basically like as like time passed, you actually got to see how like history gets like whitewashed and everything, and you got to see that Himmel wasn't always this great person and everything. But no, they want to treat him like he's this complete hero. By the way, the person I'm talking about who said this had a communist hammer and sickle in their name.
Roman?
You know what, bro?
Dude, you have no idea how much racism bullshit that like. There's so many different controversies with this series,
that's
bro.
the bigger controversy, and that actually has to do with Aura the Guillotine. A little bit, so we'll loop back around to that. But that's one of the things that I did want to address on this series was specifically that criticism. Also, we have Rolando Ramirez, the 5 Jewels. He said,
Hey, thanks, buddy.
technically, that's supposed to be like a little like doggy bone. We appreciate that,
it
buddy.
is. Little dog treat.
He's asking if you would do that for a Scooby snack, Roman.
For a I would do it for 3.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, Shaggy.
Anyway, so it's one of the things like that always like kind of miffed me about this is like you have people making some of the most like insane criticisms of Frieren. Like the idea that Himmel should have been a morally gray character. No, he works because he
He's
is
not.
sort of classic gentleman hero.
Yeah.
Like he's for a lack of a better word, he is smooth. He's a really nice guy, and he's still a fucking badass. Like no one's gonna say that Himmel didn't kick ass.
So I can add to what you're saying a little bit on this, and I'm sorry if I'm talking too much, everybody, but like I just want to say, like, so we talked about this before about the whole concept of like hero and like Yusha and stuff like that, and just like in America, like in English, okay, the word hero can have multiple meanings, okay, and there can be multiple meanings for hero in Japanese as well, but like the whole concept of Yusha, like what they're saying in the first in the first OP, and then also with Himmel the hero, right? It's not that like to your point, what you said earlier, he's this special person, that has these like innate abilities that makes him better than everybody else. It's just that he's a brave guy that stepped
Brave as
forward
that
and
dude.
did the right thing, and that's what makes him a fucking amazing hero. Okay. Just doing the right thing, standing up and being brave when nobody else will, type of thing. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Crimson,
That's the way we're doing
I'm
it.
gonna.
I saw he had it, so I had to change it. No, as far as like the whole thing about like Himmel, like so to describe this a little bit better, Yusha can translate to the brave. It's one of those things where like it's kind of an oddly defined English concept, but effectively that's what it boils down to. That's why sometimes you'll get like translations that'll give you like brave warrior or hero because largely they're kind of similar things in these contexts. Um, I like how I changed mine back and now everyone is lizards and Roman.
Yes.
Um, changes to Michael Jackson.
What? This is not Demon Slayer, sir. Get that shit out of here.
Sorry.
Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? Annie, are you okay? You've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal.
A smooth criminal.
Anyway,
Here in
no,
4 years, whenever that
I hit it
What is-
perfectly when he said smooth criminal. I switched it to GG immediately.
in 4 years, whenever that series is over, I guess we'll have a fictionology then about it.
Eventually. Someday, but not today.
Yeah, for real.
So back to
Anyway,
the,
proceed.
the criticisms and stuff. Like, I don't necessarily think there isn't room to criticize Frieren for things. One of the big things that I have a problem with, though, is a lot of people come at it very disingenuously or politically motivated in some way. Again, with the whole, like, Himmel should have been a morally gray thing, that ends up being a sort of personal taste of yours. And because you're a communist, you just don't like the fact that a lot of people are proud of their history. So you can go fuck yourself.
Because you're a communist.
Yeah, communists don't like history because it proves them wrong. And it's one of those things where like it was basically very popular to criticize Frieren at the time, because it was so popular and season 2 was coming around. There were a
Yep.
lot of people who were butthurt around the hype that surrounded the series and how well executed of an anime it actually was. That they basically made it their whole life's mission to like be the edgy outcast. And it kind of highlights one thing that I think a lot of people miss a ton is that picking nits doesn't and like talking and making just any criticism of a series doesn't necessarily make you a good critic. Like, sure,
Yeah,
you can sit here and be cinema sins and talk about how many things are wrong with this and be pedantic about all this shit. But at the end of the day, if you're not adding some kind of value to the conversation or talking about something worthwhile, what's the fucking point of the criticism?
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of you kind of brought up a great point. Like, Cinema Sins, because he got as popular as he did, I mean, there probably were people around before him, but like what he did was he made it okay to like criticize literally every little thing, including the nitpicks and like
Yeah, he
mundane
just
parts of
nitpicks.
things.
That's his whole stream. Is he just nit? Or his whole video is he nitpicks. It's okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I understand. Like that is a art form. It is a niche.
EFAP can be fun, but it just depends.
I mean, I think EFAP's a blast. I love EFAP.
Well, there's a difference like between like entertainment entertainment disguised as criticism, which is kind of what I would point at like Cinema Sins and EFAP as being. EFAP probably does a little bit better job of it, like they're a little bit more consistent, will actually argue about things
Yeah.
in that regard. But with Cinema Sins, it was largely just like, oh well, there's this random thing that's wrong. 5 sins. Jar Jar Binks is here. Plus 100 sins.
Yeah, exactly.
Like at
Whereas,
that point,
like-
it's not really even It's not even really like real criticism.
Well, I think here's the difference, right? When you look at somebody like EFAP or Chris Gore, they're fair.
Mhm.
There's a difference there. Like, I don't think that Cinema Sins is fair.
I think ultimately it's kind of an irrelevant part of the conversation as to whether they're fair or not.
Oh, I
My
agree.
point- my
I
point
agree.
being was that a lot of people think that it makes you seem cool or smart to be contrarian or to critique things in a deep, at like a nitpicky kind of level. Because oh wow, I never would have noticed that. You must be really smart. You must have heckin' media literacy or some shit like that.
Well, I
mean-
don't think that's quite fair to say about EFAB specifically because, like,
I'm not trying to say it about EFAP. I'm just saying it about the general sentiment in criticism.
oh well, that I
the
agree with.
internet.
Yes, but I just mean like when it comes to them, I think they're pretty much like the way we are, where we will tell you if something's good, we'll tell you if something's bad, but we're gonna even if something's good, we're gonna pick it apart the way we're doing with Frieren right now.
Mhm.
Like I think they're more like that than they are like Cinema Sins, where it's like we're looking for bad things specifically. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is why I usually don't include a whole lot of humor in my videos.
Right,
Because
exactly.
like when you start making jokes about things, you end up getting to like the sort of like comments where like they're pedantically like they're not true, but you're gonna make them anyway because they're funny. Either way. That was one of the light like controversies of Frieren in and of itself. There was also another one in which there was an attempt to push the idea that Frieren the anime was pedophilic.
Oh God, I think I remember this one because of like Frieren, right?
I mean, like
Yes.
in fairness,
Oh my God.
I hear this about most animes.
Well, yeah, it's the thing of like that you can't please everyone, but for some reason there are two diametrically opposed camps of where any woman who doesn't have massive fucking honkers is lay child, and then there's the opposite camp of any woman who has massive fucking honkers is lay over sexualized.
So the only way you can win with feminists is to not have women in the show at all.
Well, no, then you'll get criticized for not representing women.
So there is no winning. So who
Yeah.
fucking cares?
No,
Yay!
it's literally just it's insanity, is what it is. Bleach, unfortunately, falls into the they have big tits, so they're
Yeah.
just heckin' lay sexy lamp characters or whatever it is. The term they're using now. But with Frieren, it basically got it started to like border on the whole lolly debate thing, where it kind of like popped off because there was a meme account who described Frieren as a lolly, which technically she is a subtype of lolly given the like general archetypes of the character.
I don't know about all that, but
Well, here's the thing. Technically, yes, but what you're
Yeah.
thinking of lolly is the true lolly category, which is actual children.
yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yes, it's like it's the same thing where it's like, well, it's kind of fucking weird that Arwen wants to get with Aragorn when she knew Aragorn when he was a little kid. Like,
The funniest part is like there's almost no like sexual content in this series at all.
no, not at all.
Yeah.
So like you're sitting here wondering like the most fan service we got was Frieren in a white gown in her bedroom flapping
that's-
her feet around.
Well, that's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
you get fan service from like Ubel and what's her name? Fucking
Fair enough. Fair enough.
yeah, the M. Fuck.
Method.
Yes, you get a little bit of fan service within those characters, but like they're like definitely legal adults and shit. So I don't really care.
Here's also the thing too is and I think Roland and I have said this on our pod too, and also probably on here. It's that especially when it comes to Frieren, like
Well, context matters first of all.
well
Mhm.
well
I
I mean
Well, okay, all right. Muffler just had a question to that.
No, I didn't. I'm trying to. I'm like, what do you guys mean? Like, finish your statement, Roman. Like, I don't understand where you guys are
Okay.
going.
so like the people that are calling this pedophilic, I think you like when there's nothing sexual in the show, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like maybe they need to look at themselves.
Yeah, projection.
Yeah. It is the
Yeah.
oh, I appreciate you, Marcel. That is some good Frieren fan art.
Yep.
That is fucking hot.
You son of a bitch.
Sorry, distracted.
So, Anyway, what
yeah,
I was
basically this was okay. You know what? Go ahead, Roland.
well, what I was gonna say to that point was like, I feel like, I mean, you could have Frieren in in a bikini, and people are gonna say what they want to say about that. Like, realistically, it's no different than a lot of the other mundane and very benign types of like sexualizing a character, if you want to make it that word, right? It's like, okay, she's not wearing her regular cloak; she's wearing a bikini in this episode. I'm not speaking about Frieren specifically. I'm just saying, like, I think most normal people can differentiate between where it gets weird and where it's normal. Where it's like this is storytelling or this is like just a little bit of fan service. Ain't nobody complaining in Game of Thrones. Just saying, like, there's it, and like half the times those sex scenes are fucked up, and people aren't even complaining about it. People like yo, you know what I mean? People were like, "Oh, it's fantastic that Cersei had to do the walk of shame because I got to see her naked." Like, people said that at the time. Like, yet you get weirded out by the fact that there's anime characters out here wearing a bikini for once. Like, I don't. It's fucking weird to me that people even are so bothered by that. Yet you're like getting turned on by something that you're not supposed to be because a character's naked in live action. Like, so like
Yeah.
these characters aren't even naked. It's not even sexualized. It's just like for us, you know what? There's a couple episodes of different anime where I'm like, I like the beach episode, not because I get to see the chicks in a bikini, but because there is something that actually goes on character-wise in said episode. I mean, all I gotta say is the Ember Island. Like Avatar: Last Airbender. It's not anime, but Ember Island. Like
I was just thinking of that actually.
Yep. Like as a kid, yes. Did I have a crush on Ty Lee, May, and Azula? Yes, I did. As a little kid, I did. However, that episode, I was like these episodes are needed. Things like this are needed. Sure, for storytelling, they're needed. A little bit of respite from like the major arcing story is required, and like showing the characters relaxing. Like, yeah, they might be in a bikini, and like as a teenager or a young adult, you might be like, well, that's attractive, but like you're not focused on that.
It was the whole controversy with Frieren here was necessarily around any sort of fan service within the series, to sort of divert it back to the topic at hand. It was more so about just Frieren's overall body type, and it was a small minority of people who tried to push this. In fact, most people who watched the series thought it was an absolutely stupid criticism. But
Well, yeah,
before we
you and
go
I,
any
you and I
deeper,
talked.
before we go any deeper, we are in fact joined by a very cowardly warrior who has shown up late. How you doing, RCS?
What's up?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Long time no talk, buddy.
Yes, sir. What's
Hello,
going on,
Arceus.
guys? Hello, everyone.
Really, 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 really quickly, before we continue on the Frieren topic, Arceus, I don't know if you saw, but I figured your punishment out, my friend.
Okay.
You and I are going to watch all 9 seasons of the CW Flash.
This seems
It's
like an
disproportionate.
aggressive punish. This is cruel and unusual punishment.
What
I-
if what if I told you that I already hate watch that with one of my buddies?
Well, you're gonna watch it all over again, bud,
Now,
but with
Rob,
my
you gotta come up with something
perspective.
else now. He's already done it.
All right, I'll think
Just
of
make
something
him
else.
watch Lanterns
Anyway.
with us weekly on Sunday
Make him
nights.
watch Rings of Power. Make him watch The Acolyte.
No, dude, no, man. You haven't even watched Lanterns yet. Shut up, Roland.
I won't. You're right. That wasn't part of my deal.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, to get back to Frieren.
Yep.
So, Arceus, how you been, man? I know things have been chaotic for you.
Doing much better, I think.
Mhm. I hope so.
I'm doing all right, man.
What do you mean you
but
think?
I think because I haven't had issues yet.
How do you like being a cow?
What?
I don't want to talk about that.
I don't want to talk about being a cow.
mean,
Move.
I wouldn't
Look,
want to
man,
talk about
I
the
got really
Bukake
drunk
either.
one night, and some shit happened. Okay.
Listen, I don't want to talk about that cow stuff. Moo.
I get bites to the extent of getting turned into a cow, to Crimson not watching Love Unseen beneath the clear night sky, to my fucking primary appointment, to now this dermatologist shit, to poison getting fucking sprayed at my house. Yeah, I'm fucking doing great.
I broke my toe last night.
Oh my gosh.
So we're hanging out. I got you.
I have $6 to my name, so yeah, no, it's cool.
But I'm here to talk about some Frieren Beyond Journeys.
I said we can suffer together, my friend.
So, you started your rewatch. I know you said you didn't finish it. So, how do you feel about the series after your second time through?
Well, I was listening to you guys talk about some arcs. So I first I want to say that
I'm sorry, I'm
I
laughing because
Yeah,
of
I'm
the
sorry.
7. You're
I'm
good.
so- I'm sorry.
first I want to say that I enjoy watching Frieren. I know I didn't really have like the best first impressions, and even getting through kind of Core 1 again, I think I actually really wouldn't say my mind changed too much, but I would say that I definitely respect the IP a lot more than my first like watch of it. But I still like enjoy like the tournament arc, the games or whatever, like the Hunter exam, whatever it was called.
The first class mage exam, yeah.
Yeah. I still think that's probably my favorite arc of the whole series. But I also did like the Divine Revolte arc in season 2.
How did you feel about the arc with like Fern being trained by Frieren, and how Hyder is like forcing Frieren to train Fern?
I think it's really emotional and very like deep, you know, like I enjoy it, but like Fern's not my favorite character, so like it probably doesn't hit me as like much as like other
Actually,
people.
Fern's not my favorite character either. I like what it does for the storytelling in Hyder and as well as Frieren as characters.
Okay, I could understand
You
that.
see what I'm saying there in that aspect where it's like Fern is the catalyst for that story.
I also want to point out like how that whole thing ends, where Hyder basically tries to send them away before he dies, and
Yeah.
Fern corrects him and is like, "No, Fern should be able to spend your last days with you.
Yep.
Like, don't deprive the girl of that."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I
that
mean,
was a nice little
That's
touch.
why that's my favorite. I wasn't gonna say it, but that's the exact reason why that's my favorite is the ending of it. I think that's a great arc. I think it's a very well written story. That in and of itself could be a novella. That little story of an elf that knew a man and like now the man's old and he has a little girl that he's helping to raise and like you can make that itself as an arc into a little novella in its own like world. And I think that's really cool. I really like that.
Yeah, I do not disagree. I do not disagree with you, my friend.
Yep, all great stuff. Arceus,
yes.
what was your favorite intro for Frieren?
Opening 2. I think it's called Haru.
Yeah. Yeah.
Opening 2 is my favorite. Opening 3 grew on me the more I was like when I was watching it weekly. Like I went from like skipping it to slowly listening to it to like the last like 4 episodes or something. Actually, like listening to the whole song.
I still listen to the whole song on Spotify to this day. Like, I actually really like Miss Green Apple's opening.
Yeah, me too. Since I really enjoyed the first opening of Fire Force, which they did.
Mm-hmm. They also did a really good intro for Apothecary Diaries.
I don't know which one that was.
I'm pretty sure it's opening 4.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, I think you're right. Actually, yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. So yeah, I mean, so basically, you're still kind of the same impression of it. Is like it's a series that you think is like a 7 out of 10.
Actually, I would probably give Frieren like an 8 out of 10, like as a whole.
8 out of 10. Okay. You know what? I respect that.
I'll take the improvement.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
No, I don't expect everyone to have the exact same opinion as me because you know what? Everyone has their own unique perspective as to things that they want to see out of an anime.
It's equally fun to give your friends shit about stuff, like the fact that you are retarded when it comes to Fooly Cooly. It's okay.
It's okay. I know that you're a fucking mongoloid and you're lobotomized and you love that series because it's hyperactive bullshit that distracts you from the fact that you're a miserable fuck that nobody loves. But you know what? We can agree to disagree on this one.
I think
Have
what I
fun
want
trudging in that fucking shit-infested house of yours, you little slut.
I think what I want to point out is
you want to
that
know what's funny is I own my fucking house, you loser.
Oh. Who still lives at home with daddy? You. I don't care. Fuck off.
Crimson. Listen,
we could keep this going all night.
Yes, I could keep
it's
going.
not true. Okay,
Crimson,
so
hit him back. Let's see how far we can go. With this.
No, it's
At least
here's
my
the
dad
one
loves
problem.
oh,
Here's the
God
one
damn it.
problem with
Jesus
your
Christ!
statement, Crimson. I love Muffler, so it's not
What?
that no one loves him.
No.
Clip it! Clip it!
There is no one here who loves
Clip
Bossing
it!
Say. There is no war in Bossing Say.
I think what I think what I at least want to point out is that even though I wasn't able to finish a rewatch of this, I want to point out that the episodes that I did manage to watch was at the very least what I wanted to accomplish, because the first like 7-8ish episodes, like in my opinion, I thought were just like fine 6-7 out of 10 episodes. And it was more that once Aura, the guillotine, that arc came, that's when I started getting actually like really invested into the series, and I'm like, where could this go, right? And then the magic you guys literally just said it. The first class mage exam was literally what like solidified the series to me, which is what happens. It's happened a couple times with some animes that I've watched where like Core 2 has been like, oh my gosh, I'm enjoying this anime more and more as it goes on, and it just needed that initial build up. The Black Cat one this season is probably like the best comparable that I could like think of, where I just wasn't a big fan of like the first like couple arc basically that it gave. But in my rewatch of it, I learned more of like, you know what, like I understand the emotionalness of it and the slow pacing that we had to do, and more of like the journey, more than like the destination type, yeah, I know you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out the word. It's more about like the journey and the emotions behind it than just like let's get something instantaneous, right? And everything. So that was my goal when trying to do this rewatch, was I wanted to understand that more, and I did. It basically was like, you know what, I get it now. I'll raise it from a 7 to an 8. But I can't see this unless the series does something like jaw dropping in Golden Land or something. I'm seeing it more in this like 8 range for me, which is very good. Like, anything that's an 8 to me, I will sing its praises basically.
Mm-hmm. So, do you have any particular, like, I guess, I don't know, like theme or like life lesson or interpretation that you took out of this that you feel like is somewhat outside of what we have already said? I don't know if you heard that part or not, but
I don't think I did. So if no one's mentioned it, or if someone has, I apologize. But what Frieren's kind of taught me, I guess, throughout the episodes every episode that I've watched, and just looking back, it's don't take things for granted. Live day by day. Again, don't take. Yeah, don't take things for granted. Whoever's in your life, treat them as they're like special to you. And like, again, like I can't keep saying it enough. Don't take like things for granted. Like, you never know.
That's what I was saying, dude. It very much reminds me of like Lord of the Rings in that aspect.
You know what, Arceus? You're actually kind of okay.
Roman, I need you to do me a favor and just check your Discord in a second, all right?
Okay.
Now, so we've kind of caught up with him. Okay, you know what? Actually, I gotta ask, who's your favorite character?
Stark, if it's not obvious.
All right.
Stark's
a good guy. Honestly, as far as like the whole coward character thing goes, or like the, I guess, pathetic hero trope, as I've liked to call it, he's a really good example of how to do it. Of like the guy who's just sort of like scared in like kind of skittish, but like the moment you push him, bro just fucking will annihilate you.
It reminds me of myself. I get scared doing a lot of things, especially a lot of things that are very intimidating. But when someone gives me that push, it's more of like I can't stop,
This may get me into some hot water here, but I actually thought he was like the better rendition of Zenitsu's trope.
Of who?
What?
Zenitsu from Demon Slayer.
Ah, God, yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. Mm-hmm. He's definitely less annoying, that's for sure.
I would say it's more so about the fact that he is less annoying, because Zenitsu has his really good moment in that Mugen, the Infinity Castle stuff. Like, he has a really good moment there, and I don't want to diminish that, but it's more so the fact that Stark is far less annoying of a character than Zenitsu is. That's really the reason why I say that.
Sure, I would agree with that. I would say that there's more complex emotions that like drive his character too. Overall, I would say, because for the most part in Demon Slayer, it's just like, oh, I have to do this or whatever. But
Stark
like get strong or whatever.
Run away when confronted with a fight. So there's that.
Yep. So I agree, hands down.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, with that basically being pretty much caught up, we kind of hit the bullet points for like the big discussion things for Arceus. We're gonna move into what is effectively the single biggest controversy to come out of Frieren, and that is biological determinism.
Yep.
So, Roman,
Biological
Yeah.
determinism.
I'm just making sure you guys are here and paying attention. Have you ever
We're
heard
here.
people talk about how it's wrong that all the orcs in Lord of the Rings are evil?
Yes,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
talked about this many times. They were literally supposed to be evil. Fuck you.
Yes. Well,
They are pure evil. They are. Okay, all right. You brought it up. Now I have to explain why they are pure
no,
evil.
you
And they are
save that, okay, because it is
Okay.
relevant.
Okay, I will.
Because the same thing has been said about Friren's demons.
Oh God.
Oh,
So
damn.
this was actually a huge point of controversy, and I will give you the exact breakdown of what exactly happened because I remember this very vividly because I was following it.
If it's
So-
anything close to the orcs, then it's retarded.
Well, actually, the orcs do come into this because of a certain fucking twat on the internet
Of course.
Oh,
who likes to
fuck.
pretend like he's neutral, but he was totally
Yeah, I
trying
know
to
exactly
prove
what you're
something.
talking about. I think.
Anyway, so it starts off with episode 9 or 10 of Frieren, where Frieren defeats Aura's scales of dominance, or scales of obedience, and tells Aura to kill herself. Someone went to Twitter and made the comment of, I don't understand why Frieren would do this. Like, you could have just used that spell to make her serve humanity indefinitely, and you could have done so much good with this. And now, mind you, at the time, the currently airing arc of the manga was the Golden Land, and this particular issue is actually addressed inside the Golden Land. And it mostly has to do with people were coming at it like, well, first of all, like, this isn't exactly how magic works.
How do you know how magic works? It's not real.
What I'm saying is Frieren has a defined system of magic.
Yeah, I know that, but like, it's magic. Like, you can always come up with something else.
Here's the thing: it's one of the things where like this is an actual issue within the series where like demons have such different concepts of things from humans that human rules don't necessarily restrict them.
That's true.
Yes.
So there's the whole idea of like, well, if you told Aura not to harm humans, a demon's concept of harm is so radically different that it wouldn't actually restrict her. That's actually an issue that is addressed way later in the series. But basically, this spiraled out of control. This was ultimately picked up by a guy by the name of Lextorius, who went on to talk about who made a tweet talking about how Frieren is sort of wrong for representing demons in a completely negative light. And when people called him out and criticized him, he then went on to make a 30-ish minute video about about how the representation of demons within Frieren is wrong because you never see any demon actually being a good person. In that video, here's where it ties in. In that video, he specifically mentions Tolkien's orcs.
No.
And too bad he's not around because me and the questioners actually did like a 4-hour stream sort of talking about some of this stuff because of this video. Because it specifically mentioned Tolkien. So that's the big controversy. Is a lot of people said it was morally wrong to have a series wherein the demons are completely evil, and that if you call them out for saying like it's racist to compare people to demons, because again, why would biological determinism be a problem if not for the fact that you're specifically trying to say that it is a particular race that has the biological trait of being sociopathic. if you're not attaching it to a race, it's not problematic. Some people actually are like that. There are just
Yes.
biological conditions where people are sociopathic or are prone to psychopathy. Like I actually have family members who have mental conditions that cause them to fucking break down, strip naked, and run around outside their house with a gun.
Yeah, I've had family members like that myself.
So yeah, there's a thing there. And when you call them out for it's kind of racist to assume that demons are minority. It's like, oh, well, we're not saying that the demons are minorities. As if there isn't like a huge cultural context of people saying that the orcs are supposed to represent black people or something in Tolkien's works and all that, And it goes back to the whole idea of like, well, if you want to make a stink out of this, you also have to keep in mind that the demons might represent an ideological group.
Yes.
So yeah, that's the big controversy of Frieren is the demons.
I don't
are
disagree
evil.
with that. Yeah, I mean that's very that's messed up to say. I think it's the same thing when people talk about like the orcs from the Lord of the Rings. It's very
Don't you know
it's a very
the orcs have wives and kids now?
it's a very I don't know how to say this. It's a very narrow view.
Well, I also have to say that like that aspect of things where like they try to humanize the orcs in Rings of Power, like, and Roman, you've now watched it, so you understand what I'm talking about now. Like the
Yeah.
humanization of something like that, like you're completely destroying what the point of their existence is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, here's the thing: is the orcs, and they're kind of missing the forest for the trees because when Tolkien wrote the orcs, he was kind of writing them as a representation of the forces of industrialization.
Yes,
He
exactly.
hated the industrial world.
Yes.
And he loved nature.
Yes,
He
sir.
created
Exactly
the orcs
that.
as they are basically an ideological group. But
Yes,
people had a problem with that because they couldn't see the actual intent behind his creation of them.
Yes.
And ultimately decided that, oh, well, this teaches something wrong in the real world because biological determinism. Which, again, innately has to, link back to a specific group of people. You have to make the analogy that this is specifically targeting a group of people for that to be bad.
Well, here's the thing.
Same thing happens with the demons is you can make the argument that they're an ideological group. They're an ideological group of people who are so focused on one particular thing, they have zero appreciation for all of the small things that gave them advantages. Like, there are comments throughout the series about, like, demons actually controlled the sky during the time of Himmel the Hero. Humans didn't have flight magic.
Yes, yep.
And there's a lot of, like, parallels there between Frieren before her journey, who she was then and there, and Frieren after the journey. It's kind of an ideological, like, a representation of what Frieren almost actually became.
Yeah.
In her singular focus of hating demons and wanting to exterminate them.
Well, there was one thing I wanted to say about that too. Is like the orcs are like a anthropomorphization of like industrialization itself. Like that's the point, right? And like yes. Is there female orcs? Yes, there is. Is there baby orcs? Yes, there is. We only ever see orcai being bred, which are different. That's sorcery being used in order to create them, which is why they're coming out of like egg sacs and shit. Yes, there is female orcs. There is baby orcs. It's a different thing, and they grow up really fucking fast.
And they definitely don't have loving families who just want
they don't have loving families or anything like that. No, they literally
there may or may not be a lot of great involved.
Yes, all of the orc wives live in the pits, and they just sit there to basically be bred. That's like, and they want to like they're evil. They're all evil. That's all they want to do is they're like insects. They just want to multiply. Like and take over everything. That's the whole point. That's actually why Peter Jackson shows them crawling out of the ceiling the way that he does in Moria. Like they're coming down like they're insects. Like that's the point.
Well, yeah. Again, similar to keep it more focused on the actual topic here. Because
that's what I mean. Like
establish the point here is like that was one of the big things. And like watching the particular video in question, is you can kind of see where Lextorius decides to take favorable interpretations of things that like clearly weren't what he was saying. Like you get to certain sections, he tries to argue that Lugner actually cared about Linny and Drott. Meanwhile, when Drott dies, he's completely dismissive. He doesn't give a shit that Drott died. He's just like, oh well, he was an idiot, so who cares? Then you have, he tried to use the scene where Lugner reacts to Linny's death. Like, he's actually concerned about them. No, he's concerned that his out just got fucking eliminated by someone he thought was a bad matchup for her.
Yes.
That is shock, not concern. And there's a lot of that. And he goes on to complain about the Golden Land and some of the stuff that happens in there because of Mocked and all that. It was basically one big video that boiled down to him starting with a conclusion and trying to go back and like prove that conclusion. And you can see that it had already flavored his entire interpretation of the season, of the series. And there you have the like major controversy and how Frieren became a right-wing symbol. Which, by the way, I do want to point out that the Frieren is racist stuff is just as wrong as like the opposite of that. And I also don't like the people who then use that as an excuse to go bully black cosplayers who
dude,
dressed up as Frieren.
I saw that.
I'm with fucking Epic Mike on that. Like, shut your bitch ass up. Please.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Shout out Epic Mike, by the way.
Yeah.
He's a Frieren fan, so he's based.
Epic Mike is the homie, dude. I love that guy.
I mean, if it ever actually got to that point, I'd invite him on to talk about anime. I've
had the pleasure of speaking to him one time. He's a really good guy.
But yeah, that's one of the big things. And with Roman, like, you know, talking about how he likes to go and look at like controversy or look at like Reddit's opinion of anime and everything, I was sure he was going to see this subject in there somewhere because it is something that was huge back in 2023 when this first aired.
I remember seeing it actually on a Reddit thread, and this was before I knew like what Frieren wrote, what Frieren was, and I was just thinking to myself, like, I didn't delve deep. I didn't delve deeper into it at the time, but like I thought to myself, people think the Frieren's a racist, huh? Okay, and then so like that has been in my thought. That has been in my thoughts for a little bit now. Yeah. For this one, I was
most racist anime I've ever seen, and I've watched anime with Nazis in it.
Yeah, I mean, this is just,
I don't know. Put
really...
Frieren and Perugius in the same room. And they'll have a plan to do it.
Wait, no. What was the one that we watched with the freaking when we did the movies? What was the one we watched with the freaking guy that ran around and just dressed like he was a fucking guy from Fallout, just lighting up people? Remember Sewers?
Oh, Jinro.
Jinro, yeah.
Oh,
no,
God.
What I was saying is you put Frieren and Perugius in the exact same room. You'll meet Perugius by the end of the year because we're watching Mushoku Tensei.
Yep.
And they will have devised a plan to exterminate every last demon on the continent in like 5 minutes.
Yes, 100%.
I can't wait for you guys to meet the main character of the next anime that we're watching.
Anyway, so yeah. That was one of the big things I wanted to talk about because that was like one of the huge things that sort of rocked this whole anime. Was a lot of people who were on the left kind of took the side of like it's wrong that the demons never have any sort of redemption whatsoever in here because it hurts my fifis that blank slateism doesn't exist in this world.
There's no such thing as a blank slate to begin with, too. These people are retarded. That's not how it works at all. But anyway.
And again,
didn't Vinland Saga teach anybody anything? All right. We do not love equally. All right.
Going back to the thing I said earlier. Again, it's not like the right wing did any better with this very clear faux pas that the left wing had with Frieren. Because again, their response was to use this as an excuse to spam N words and bully black cosplayers.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That was,
you don't
you
see
know,
like black cosplayers or Middle Eastern cosplayers very much. I've noticed.
Well, Middle Eastern cosplayers for a reason.
well, yeah.
Well, no, well, some of the Middle Eastern cosplayers are actually like American Middle Eastern people, like people that I know that cosplay. Like, they get shit. You know what I mean?
Anyway. So yeah,
But yeah, black cosplayers not. People can cosplay, bro. I'm cosplay.
Arceus, are we full of shit on this? Like, didn't you you've seen all the controversy unfold too online? Like, what was your opinion on it, man?
I have, but not like probably the best person to like have an opinion about political stuff when it comes to that. I sometimes I just think people are just too much, and that like it's just fucking fiction, man. And you know, I was literally having a conversation with my buddy yesterday. He's not really the biggest anime guy, but we were talking Frieren, and it kind of goes into this with what you were asking, with how like a lot of anime seem very like, you know, Lord of the Rings, or like you know, I'm trying to remember what series it was, but like, you know, a lot of animes feel like they inspire a lot of like the fantasy world of like magic and like I think it was Lord of the Rings that we're talking about, like, you know, how like it just feels like a rip off of like each, like, you know, fantasy universe, all right? And I think a lot of people just I think a lot of people like to, like, you know, shove a lot of their beliefs and their thoughts and opinions of reality into fiction. And I believe that some people just need to be like, hey, fucking chill, man. Like this is a fucking, you know, a great fantasy show about the journey of don't take things for granted. And, you know, gosh, I'm just like spouting all over the place. I'm trying to, like think what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
I did just rant for a very long time after taking a couple of shots of fire. I'm not gonna.
It was a
blame
good
you.
rant.
Yeah, why?
No, yeah. So like, did you
rant
see?
like he does?
Did you see the controversy too? Like, are we exaggerating, or was it like, you know, like, yeah, just in general, like, what, you know, if you have any opinions on the various controversies we've talked about?
I don't think you guys are exaggerating. I really think a lot of people just need to shut up and just watch the show, honestly. And if it's not for them, just don't watch it. It's just that simple.
Sure. Yep.
I think it's very interesting though that Frieren as a fantasy show. Because what I was gonna say was when talking with my friend about it, he was telling me he feels like a lot of these like animes feel very like just like, oh, it's like copy and paste, you know, with fantasy shows. And I said, I would disagree with, especially with like three of them. And I brought up basically the big three of fantasy with Frieren, Witch Hat, and Delicious and Dungeon. And I told him that I felt like, you know, even though I haven't watched like every Lord of the Rings, you know, movie or the TV series that I made,
Wait, you
yes.
haven't watched every Lord of the Rings movie?
No, man, I have not. I think I've watched like 75% of the series or something.
You haven't watched Lord of the Rings 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, there's. I thought, aren't there 6 of them? Isn't there like a
There's
prequel?
The Hobbit.
The
But
Hobbit is the other three. But
then
we
yeah,
don't
I
talk
think then
about
I,
the Hobbit movies.
yeah, then
Yeah.
I've watched all 3 of them. I think I watched the first Hobbit, and that was it.
okay,
Okay.
you scared me for a second.
No, I just didn't really care about the Hobbit, but no, I watched the 3
That's
Lord
fine.
of the Rings.
As long as you've seen Lord of the Rings. I was scared.
Yeah, so
I was like, wait, what?
I started laughing as soon as I heard it too. I was like, oh shit.
I
I was gonna fucking jump on that.
know, right? I like Frieren. You know, I'm kind of like tangenting over here, but I think it's a really good series, and I think it's definitely like one of the. I personally think it shouldn't even be controversial at all. It's just a story about different races, as we have like Frieren, as an elf, dwarves, demons, humans, like going about this world. And like when watching it, it's definitely something that I'm taking in, like learning about the world and the characters and the emotions. But like it also just feels like very chill at times, where like there's really no, like I have no like drama or problems, I feel like, with the series. In my personal opinion, I think it's just a very chill show. It's not something I think I'm gonna like glaze and everything, because I think it's the best thing ever. I personally I'm just genuinely surprised that people have like shit to say about this with how much praise I've heard about it over the last 3 years. But I have seen, I think what you guys were talking about with like people saying like, oh, they're demons and it's racist and all this stuff. And I'm like, dude, just chill, man. It's just a show.
There's demons and it's racist.
I shit you not, bro. Okay, like
We
it's
need to
out
make
there.
that a fucking soundbite, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arceus, you crack me the fuck up, bro.
That's demons and it's racist. Like
You sound like Nixon, bro. What the fuck? I'm not a crook.
Oh, God.
Can you say that?
what?
Can you say I am not a crook?
I am not a crook. Is that what you said?
Yeah, but say it in that voice.
I am not a crook.
Oh God.
I am not a crook.
I am not a crook.
I am not a demon.
I am not a demon.
Anyway,
I almost just made a joke that probably could have got me in trouble, and it has everything to do with the Meagard tribe.
oh no.
You
Don't worry, we'll get to
You know
it.
exactly.
I know
what
who
I'm
you're talking about. I know
Muffler.
exactly.
Yeah.
I know who the Meagard
You
are.
damn
This man
meagers.
calls your wife. What are you doing?
You called him a damn Meagard. That's not right.
What I also want to add on, though, just generally talking about Frieren, since I know we've kind of just, I just kind of hopped in and everything, but I do want to mention like how much I like Stark as a character. Like, he
Go for it.
kept
Let the
he kept-
glaze flow through you.
he kept me,
I can arrange that.
he kept me on the series for a little bit until like these the magic the first class mage exam. But as time has gone on, I think just Frieren being Frieren just cracks me up. So like I had a lot of laughs in season 2 with just like Frieren just doing whatever and just like not caring and just like, oh, Zoltrak or whatever the spell was called, Zoldark.
Yeah, but most of season 2, she's just kind of vibing.
Is season 2 when she cries? She has that mental breakdown, and
Yes,
they're like, yeah,
yes.
she cried.
That,
That was
that-
the one.
that is when
That's
she
fucking great.
throws a tantrum.
Yeah, it's season 2, right?
You do not want her to do that.
But then it's like moments where like I'm like, you know what, I'll fuck with Frieren, dude, where she's just over here like helping Fern out on a fucking date with Stark, and Stark just
Yeah,
wears a
yeah.
fucking uniform, dude. Like I really like Fern and Stark. Like I think Stark compliments Fern well and vice versa. And Fern's been slowly growing on me. I know we were all talking about like ranking characters at first, and just because I like the side cast, don't get me wrong, but like if I'm talking about like my 3 are gonna be of the main cast, and I would put Stark, Frieren, and Fern. But Fern's been getting a lot of like I wouldn't say character development, but she's been like getting on my good side with just how far as the series has advanced. I've really enjoyed a lot of like the moments like where she got jealous of the girl in season 2 when she was like, oh, can I pat your head and everything, and she was like pulling Frieren like off of her.
likes cute things.
It's the small things, man. Like it's the small things that like make this show a lot better. Personally, I'm looking at it more of just like, oh, that scene was pretty cool, or like like there's specific arcs, like I've already mentioned, that like I enjoyed like every single second. and like the two I would name, as I already said, the mage exam and the guillotine arc. Like those were like every single second I was like addicted to the screen, and I was like, interesting. So we can't have moments like that. Oh, I guess the other one would be the Divine Revolte arc in season 2. That one was really good. But I think as I've like grown up and matured a bit more, I think just seeing like season 2 was just awesome to me. Like I had nothing but praise for it. There were like some 10 out of 10 episodes in that season. I can't remember exactly the part, but just like when I was talking to like Muffler and Crimson about this, because I told them before that like Frieren was something I thought like season 1 was, it got better the more episodes got on. But when season 2 was airing weekly and I was talking to them about it, I was just like, I see what you guys see now. Like I get it. I love it, which is why I wanted to do like a rewatch and everything to see if my opinion of season 1 changed in that first quarter. But I like it, man. I like Stark. Stark, started getting, I felt his pain and suffering, and just trying to like fight on the battle.
I got a question for you, Arceus.
Yes.
All right, and this is for the panel, but I want you to lead off because this is going to be a leading question a little bit.
Okay.
So, as a loving, or as a person who loves romance, okay, and you're just you're invested in romances, all right. What do you think are the chances that Stark and Fern actually end up together at some point? Because you're such a lover of like Rent a Girlfriend and stuff, I'm just checking, right?
Yeah, exactly. I would hope it's very high, but you're not gonna see it probably until like closer to the end of the series, because obviously it's not a romantic story. So I wouldn't. It's like Dr. Stone. I expect the main couple to get together literally when like the adventure ends, because that's not the plot right now of it, since it's not a romance. I would hope it's very likely, but I would probably say like a 50-50 chance, because again, it's not really focused on the romance. But then again, there's also parts like when Stark and Fern were dancing in the ballroom, and then them going on a date and stuff in season 2, that like it does make it likely.
Over the fact that he didn't get her a birthday present.
Yes.
Or the moment where he was looking at clouds and he's like, man, these look like tits or something, like we're an ass.
No, it was, oh, wow, those clouds look like a massive pair of boobies. And then that one looks like a big poop.
I love that she just like heard him talk to himself. I don't know, Buffer. I'd say like a 50-50 chance.
What do you guys think? I have honestly no idea at this point.
Who wants to answer?
I actually think it'll be kind of like one of those ending things where like you're not really going to see any major progress, and you might get an epilogue chapter where like Frieren stops in, and you have Fern and Stark there with their kids and all that.
I think it's going to be
That would be fucking amazing.
I think
what?
Very similar to Hinata and Naruto, where it's not like actually confirmed until the very end.
I think it's like a 60-40 chance. 60 in favor, and then I think 40.
Considering the author literally had Frieren and Sane have a conversation, like, will they just date already?
Yes.
Like, I'm pretty sure like it's gonna happen.
No, yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it's probably not gonna happen until like the very end.
Sure. Okay. A 10-year journey to end. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, it'll be stupid for Stark to get her pregnant on the way there,
Oh God. We got to stop halfway on the journey, Freer, and I'm sure you won't mind us taking it a couple years off.
It wouldn't just be a couple of years. Like, you can't just like ditch a kid.
You could. You could.
All right, I didn't realize.
No, Frieren has all kinds of spells. She has the magic spell of protection.
What do you mean?
All right, she teaches.
That's exactly how you create a new anime protagonist, Crimson. She just ditched a kid.
By the way, I do.
Okay.
You just got a new Luffy out of nowhere.
I
No,
do
you got
like
a new
that.
Gone Freaks. That's what you got.
I do like that in Frieren though. That
Of course, I'm joking.
I do like that in Frieren that like the new party basically is like her old party with Sign being Fern and Eisen being Stark and Frieren kind of being the Himmel figure and everything. So
Yep.
that's pretty cool.
Also, all right, you don't have to spoil us. You don't have to tell us who or anything, but at this point in the manga, is there any additional party members outside of like Sign? Obviously, we talked about that before, but
No.
okay.
I like Sign. He's also a fan
he's
favorite.
cool.
Like
Yeah.
you do like pretty regularly
lover of older
reunite
women.
people who
Yeah,
are
he's
at
cool
the
as
first
shit.
class mage exam and everything.
Okay.
Like that's kind of one of the things that Frieren does. So I would have to double check because I'm kind of actually a couple volumes behind in my collection, so I have two that I haven't read yet. They do kind of make it seem like Sign might have rejoined the party at some point here in the near future from where I'm
Cool.
at.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to check that out to see what's going on. I would also imagine that, like, given some of the things that have happened in the manga, you might see a lot of people somewhat reunite closer to the end and have a much bigger group.
Sure. Okay. No, that's awesome. That's cool. That's the kind of shit I like to hear. So I'm in on that. That's good stuff.
Yeah, may or may not have some sort of like Black Gates moment.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
It sounds sick.
That's just me entirely speculating. I don't really have anything to put this on yet.
Fuck. Sorry, I'm like.
Anyway, anyone else have anything they want to hit?
I want to hit the fucking art style.
I'll let you pick that conversation up. I actually have to step away and use the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, you're good. So, all right. Well, let me hit that then. I really genuinely enjoy what they do with the art style. The way that they animate certain fight scenes is phenomenal. It's and I know when season 3 comes out, it's probably going to look like Bleach. And right now, if you guys, I know most of you are not here in the panel caught up on Bleach, and I know Crimson is, but he stepped away. But him and I were just talking about the fact that the last episode, that animation was insane. So when Frieren comes out, I mean, listen, we've gotten Chainsaw Man and Bleach, and both of those anime, they have proven that like the animation style can be there without having to use like the CG and all that wacky stuff. And I think that Frieren season 3 is probably going to look crazy. But I do really want to just touch on the art style, and it's almost like a modern Ghibli. It makes you feel good looking
For
at it.
sure.
Like it just makes you feel good to watch it.
I will definitely tell you that, like, well, no, I was going to divert. Actually, continue on. Go ahead, Roman.
No, I mean, I was gonna say, in terms of how this anime looks, I mean, I think it's pretty solid. I thoroughly, um, so far there hasn't really been like an anime that I would say ever looked bad, but like, I do like the animations on, this one a lot, and I think it really adds to the story because there's sometimes where like animated things will take you out of it depending on how it's drawn, but like this one I think enhances the story that Freeman's trying to tell when it comes to the animation. So
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I like that they put so much attention to detail in the background art, especially on like, special moments. Like, oh, when they're looking at the every 50-year, oh god, what do you call it, meteor shower and stuff, right? Just little things like that, or like vistas and landscapes are stark and varied, and they're really nice. Like I love in fantasy. Okay, like you guys are not to our level yet on stuff, and this is not a bad thing. I'm just letting you know, but like when you
No,
get
I
to
understand that.
what I'm about to say though is that like when you've watched as much isekai as we have and stuff, okay, every fucking city that you see that happens to be a circular city, okay, and it's like, oh, this is the city or whatever, right? It gets boring and samey, okay? I do not have that impression about the world of Frieren at all. Like when you go to a location, it feels unique and lived in, and like they just put extra effort in fleshing things out to make it interesting, you know. So even if it's a slow moment, it's still not a bad moment is the best way I would say that.
I would say in that regard, a lot of the environmental design kind of looks the same. Um, for Freeman, I don't necessarily notice a whole lot of changes or anything. It's not like you would get across the world of Mushoku Tensei. Is the biggest issue.
Well,
is you have that very direct comparison that you can make.
fine, but like I'm
Right.
just saying like it has very good like vistas, and like when there's a sight to see, okay, so to speak, it feels good, okay, and like it's well done is the best way I can say that. It feels rewarding to be a viewer, okay, like, oh, we're going to this shithole in the middle of nowhere, it's a foot bath, it's the foot hot springs or whatever, right? It's like, well, it looks great, it's a pretty place and stuff, right? But it's just like, you know, it's one of those type of things. That's the moment I would use as an example. And then again, the cities being different feeling to me, regardless. They're not as stark as Mushoku Tensei, but we can cross that bridge when we get there. We'll see what the guys say on it.
I think the most striking place we've seen so far, since the Golden Lands hasn't been animated, and obviously that would be pretty significant,
Yeah.
would be Auburst, or Oysterst, however they pronounce that in the anime, which is where they took the first class mage exam. Because you get some like actual like shots from outside the city where like Stark is training and everything afterward, and you kind of like see the landscape and everything, and it's actually a pretty like impressively cool city.
Nice.
Let's see if I can pull up an image of this because I feel like that would be a relevant thing to show.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think, like I said before, I think that the animation's very, very good. So
Mm-hmm. Images. Guess it's not going to be that easy. I will say that there's a lot of detail in like the stuff that they actually like put out there for like the structures and all that, as compared to what you would typically get out of like an isekai, like a middle of the road isekai. Like there's a lot of detail in the backgrounds compared to that.
Yeah. Which again, if you're starving, like I mean, and yeah, more often than not, I'm starving. I really appreciate it. Like it's a breath of fresh air for me. So yeah.
Like you can even pull up shots of like during the Divine Revolt arc where you have Genau in the chapel and everything. Like that's far more detailed than you would have expected out of like a typical or similar scene in a isekai series. Like a lot of it would have been dumbed down and simplified.
yeah, man, I feel you.
I'm sorry, bro. It's just so random. Yeah, man, I feel you.
Well, it's getting later, so I understand where he's coming from. You're good, buddy.
So do I. I feel
Look
like
at that. Everybody's becoming an old man like me, isn't
we
that
all
great?
work today.
Appreciate the small
I'm
things
sitting
in
here
life.
seeing if I can find fucking images. That's why.
Oh,
I'm gonna give
Oh,
up
I
on
can
that
find
because-
you some images.
I mean, I can send
You
you
just have
some
to check.
images.
No, you keep that shit to yourself, okay?
By the way, Roland, check your DMs. I sent you something very,
What the
very special.
fuck? No, he's making me a thumbnail right now because ChatGPT's bitching me out.
Actually, I made you 3, sir. So pick from
Anyway,
pick from one of those 3, and then you can
Oh, thanks, sweetheart.
then you can tickle me on Friday, okay?
I'm not.
What the
I'm not doing anything like
Why
that.
is everything always gay?
I don't make it that way.
It makes me wonder if he's a brony.
It makes me wonder.
Probably a brony.
No
Hashtag
RCS.
Roman.
Hashtag no RCS.
That's not how this works.
That's not how this works.
Anyway,
You can try and push the opposite. The
You will
issue
try.
is none of us have a history of being gay.
well, I mean, never mind.
All right. So, does anyone else have any other topics they want to get to?
Did we talk about Sign already?
Not in particular. If you want to bring that up, go ahead for it.
I think he's awesome. I don't really have much to say. I like him as a character. I like that he likes older women. He reminds me of Muffler Tape, you know.
Wow. Hey,
I don't know.
He's got good taste. Okay.
There was an episode I think in season 2 where they referenced him and how they were talking to someone about like having another party member, I think, but then they're like, oh, that's already reserved for someone, and they like flashed the Sign, and I was like, oh, that hit me so hard. Like
it was Method offering to go with them because she's technically also a priest.
Yeah, and I really like that. I like this like, that gets me into the whole. I like the like symbolism and the writing style that the author does, and how like there's certain moments like that make me go like, that hit really hard. I really enjoyed that, and I like him as a character, and we mentioned art and animation too. I think it looks good as well.
He kind of emphasizes one of those points about Frieren, where like I like him because he fits in there with the appreciate the temporary things around you, live in the moment. He's one of those characters who's around for a very short time, and then they part ways.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of one of those things of like, appreciate the relationships and the friendships you have while they last.
I agree. I also like that he, when he got introduced, he was just like, gosh, date already, man. Like with Vernon Stark.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's just a fun character.
Mm-hmm. Which is why I'm really hoping that I'm not just deluding myself by thinking that he comes back.
I hope he does. I mean, like, he adds a little something extra to the party, and like it's fun because Frieren is a bit autistic compared to him, and so like he is able to help, Stark and Fern in ways that Frieren can't. Especially when it comes to like emotional support stuff that we've already seen in the story. So like it's just really interesting. Like I like having him around. Plus, hey. I mean, like we'll see if Frieren ever gets a little bit of little bit of something sometime.
Well, let me ask you
I don't
guys.
think she's actually into him like that. So
No, I know she's not. It's just funny.
Let me ask you guys if somehow Himmel could come back into the story, regardless if they get to the destination they're
I
going
think there's
to.
a way he could.
Would you want that to happen and have them get together, or do you think that would kind of ruin the point of the story?
I think it would ruin a lot of the story.
If you're talking about having him come back to life, basically, yeah, that would kind of ruin a good chunk of the story, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think it would.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
but if you're talking about like just having an arc where you have like a lot of like Himmel in the actual story, like say you had a whole arc that was just flashbacks or something, or something magic bullshit, and someone is able to swap bodies with their past self, I think you could make that work.
Do you think that we might get like some sort of like Himmel resurrect? Well, I wouldn't say resurrecting is the right word, but somehow to like communicate his feelings to Frieren, like at the end of the story, like you know, somehow like he came back to life for a split second to like communicate with her, and then like fully passed on.
Yeah, like seeing his spirit. Yeah,
I
like
Yeah.
I can see
I
that.
am going to plead the fifth.
Oh, you piece of shit, rat bastard.
Fuck you.
I guess I
Ah.
asked that because, like, personally, I could expect that. Like, I expect that kind of happening or something
Yeah,
along the lines
I do
because
too.
of how much they push Himmel in the story and his flashbacks. I understand that that's not the true intention of the flashbacks, and it's Frieren more remembering their journey and kind of relating it to the current one that they're doing. But, like, there's something that's telling me, like, he's gonna have like a split second of his spirit not fully moved on yet, and he's gonna like talk to Frieren one last time with everything, and then finally like move on or something. I don't know. That's kind of what I get from what I've seen of the series.
I mean, end is a thing.
Again,
That is the goal.
Again,
so.
I'm just going to like slowly zip my lips shut and not say anything.
Shut up.
All right, so he's a manga reader that knows.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Silly woman.
I know some shit.
Okay.
I know some shit.
He knows the
Yeah.
things. All of them.
Well, hey, I'm not gonna get on you like Mushoku Tensei for this one. If something happens for this one, then whatever. But
I could give you a brief outline of some of the things that happen that won't be happening until like season 4 or 5.
You're more than welcome to share if everyone else is cool with it.
Yeah, it's fine. Fine, you whore.
There may or may not be an arc where Frieren decides to try and translate an ancient tablet that may or may not be the reason why she randomly doesn't remember an entire week of her life during the journey with Himmel.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Interessante.
Yeah, that may or may not be a thing that has future Frieren working alongside the hero. So,
Oh shit, bro, that's gonna be kick ass. Okay, no,
All right, that makes
that's cool.
sense.
That's cool as fuck.
Okay, interesting. Still went over my head a little, but interesting.
That's for the best, Arceus. It'll
Yeah.
be a better surprise later.
Yeah. I get what he means, though.
yeah, that's basically. I'm right in the middle of that right now, where I
Nice.
stopped reading. I have a bad habit of like getting deep into a series and then just putting it aside for months on end.
Yeah, I do that too.
Yeah.
It's kind of what happened to Chitose and Yano with me when those came out.
Doing the what?
Anyway,
Do you think this is the last thing I had? Just a little bit. It made me remember something. So Craft, right? Craft. Do we think we're gonna get like more about like is his just meant to be like a poetic, telling of like a significantly older age where he was the hero in the past, or are we gonna ever learn more about him? Like, do you think that we'll ever like see his spirited character as he wanders the wastelands again, type of thing, right?
I get the feeling we'll probably see him again, although I can't really say for certain whether it'll actually happen.
Okay, yeah, because I was surprised you didn't mention that. I thought that was cool as shit when it was revealed that it's like, oh, actually, you're that guy from like 1,000 years ago or whatever, right?
I made the joke when I introduced
Roman. Yeah.
Like that was kind of my joke about it, is he's the forgotten hero.
Yeah.
To you in 1,000 years.
Shut
Anyway.
the fuck up, you Attack on Titan knob slobber.
Or it could be inside. Shut the fuck up, okay?
It's a knob slobber.
1,000-year voyage, all right? Sorry.
Anyway. So was that it? Anyone else got anything?
Yeah, this show's good.
All right.
Letter.
Oh yeah, shit, we got to do
I was
letters.
about to say
Grades.
that's it. Then we're gonna move into the letter grades and we're gonna wrap up the show. So Rolo, what do you say?
I give it a solid A.
An A, okay. Roman?
I give it an A as well.
And Muffler?
Yeah, an A. Yeah.
Hell yeah, okay. Alrighty.
Thanks for recommending it.
I appreciate that you guys liked it. So, we're going to move to wrap up the series. Sorry we couldn't have you on here for a lot of like the deeper discussion and stuff we had, RCS. I know you were busy, but I appreciate you stopping in.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. I mean, I'm not part of the main crew, so like I know it's okay for me to do this, but I appreciate it regardless.
I think you are at this point, dude. You just
You're such a whore. You don't
It's
love
not
me.
required.
I'm your side piece.
you're not required to
gonna
be here,
bother
but
necessarily adding the channels in here right now. I'll add them in post stream so that people can find them if someone who isn't subscribed to you guys happens to watch this deep in. But RCS has his own channel at RCS Rules here on YouTube, where he does streams on Tuesday talking about a lot of seasonal anime. So it's probably worth checking out.
Everyone goes up to Arceus.
Yeah. Also, if you guys are looking for just general pop culture shenanigans and stuff, Rolo and Roman have their own podcast where they talk about things that aren't anime. So if you're interested in hearing a bunch of people bitch about how bad Lanterns is, we'll talk about other TV, new trailers, and everything.
Or if you
go
want to
check
see
out-
my friends trying to, bully me out of my own server, tune into the Roller Rome cast every Friday night. Sorry, Crimson.
And which channel is that on? The Roller Rome Network?
That is on the Roller Rome Network, and I also do have my own channel, RG Energy, that I will be posting on. Again, I've been lacking this month because I've been working like 13-hour days and I'm tired and I don't have time to really do much. So I'm going to be getting back onto it.
And as for me, I will chill a little bit. The Crimson Noob channel will be getting a new live stream this Sunday as we play more Borderlands, the pre-sequel.
Yes, sir.
And that's going to be about it. I am actually not going to mention it by name because I actually have a little trailer that's going to play as we exit the stream. So you guys, I hope you'll tune in for the next Fictionology, number 24, because, well,
it's gonna be interesting. Thank you guys.
we have some fun shit. So you guys have a good night. Thank you all for tuning in, and if you're watching afterwards, thank you for watching all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed this and me, ranting and raving and talking about one of my favorite series of all time. Good night, everyone. Have a great week. I will see you on Saturday.
We don't do that.